Hey everyone, it is time. It's time to take it Vayne. And from what I've heard, we do smell some smelly feet. It's gotta be peak. Yeah. Look at this cool intro. Maybe I should put the GMO and do it slightly higher. I'm a professional streamer. This does look nice. Okay, let's go. Alright, how did this happen? First, we boarded the warp train to get to our next destination, P-Corp. Got into our fancy first-class flash-freeze hibernation capsules and we were supposed to arrive at P-Corp after a quick blink of an eye, but... Dante, please respond, there's... The first thing I saw when my vision returned was the perplexed look on Faust, who had entered hibernation at the same time as I did. Then I realized that we woke up mid-transit on the warp train, which could only mean that we are now stranded in some lost, unknown dimension? Dante, I understand your considerable degree of disorientation, but... What? What the hell happened? First things first. Let's rewind and return to the very start of this highly unfavorable situation we find ourselves in. Record stretch, you sure wonder how I did get it here. Few days ago, our next destination is to a warp train, Dante. What? Yep, that's where it all started. Beside the line. There I was, still perplexed by the incidents of T-Corp, with my awful idea of clearing the air by asking Vergilius for our next destination, not knowing the storm that my innocent question would bring. Verily, I must have misheard thee? I'm certain you heard me right, Don Quixote. We are now en route to T-Corp Warp Train Station. That Warp Train Station must have some conundrum that must be resolved there indeed. A quest that must be swiftly addressed. At the station, yes? Did a distortion pop up at one of the warp platforms or something? I see that you're now significantly less disinclined to take on some side jobs, but no. Well, we really need the money, okay, Vergilius, you don't understand. We are boarding the warp train to get to P-Corp. End of story. There's nothing between the lines, so don't try reading into it. It was only natural that the sinners immediately fell into a state of collective dumbfounded shock. None of the sinners have any history of working at W-Corp, but... We're actually taking that train? They all played Rune, yeah. Through that vague information we could gather from the identities, we all had some fragmentary knowledge about the terrible secrets of the warp train's operations. I initially considered hiding this information from the rest of the sinners. But since sharing things with everyone and letting them get their 2 cents usually ended up being pretty helpful more often than not. I've been sharing more of these as of late. No, they're a true team now. So I have buried them, if present at all, the collections from the time during which I met the identities. One can be determined from the conversational records between the manager and the identities that the mechanisms behind Warp Train's operation can be deemed as somewhat bizarre and inefficient. Oh, yeah, it's a 10-second trip that actually takes a long time, right? When the train reaches the destination, they just wipe the passengers' memories. Man. I guess the game really just assumes you either got W-Corp IDs or you played Rune before. I also hear that the passengers get so tired and wary that they start literally whipping and tearing into one another. Sounds like I might finally have a chance to see a masterpiece with my own eyes. Even when the sinners swear their identities to my identity cards, the identities, memories, or beliefs don't bleed into them once it's over and done with. I remember when Faust explained that. Due to the risks associated with him facing such influences, it was a filtering process to intentionally block them from reaching the sinners. That's why the sinners could use the identities of some of our worst enemies without getting infected by their philosophies and whatnot. But it also meant that they couldn't retain any new information that each identity had to offer. That's why I keep a record of some things that sound particularly important, and sometimes shared with the rest of the sinners. My voice doesn't really carry well past the window, so most of our communications are one-sided, but I had an abundance of W Corp identities, so it wasn't difficult to piece together the truth behind the twins. Okay. Game, we're gonna have beef. I have like one W Corp identity. You kinda made me chart staffed. You cannot just say this to me. Like, I literally still miss W Corp Hong Lu. But, maybe ignorance really is bliss. Your alarmed response and possible incompliance have already been accounted for. Faust? Then thou hast known this all along? Wherefore hast thou not deigned to tell me of this? Faust has indeed known this all along. As no knowledge is out of Faust's reach. As expected, a solution to your dilemma has already been prepared. I seriously doubt your solution was not getting on the train. So what is it? The bus. Oh, what about this bus? There's no way this thing fits inside a train car. Good point, Sinclair. Sharon videos too. Oh, want to feed Maffy when Sharon's gone? Miss Faust. The rearmost tail cars of warped veins are all freight cars. This is where Mephistopheles will be safely fastened and transported. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they would have stuff like that for freight cars. I mean, I feel like our bus is pretty big. But I guess not that big compared to other things, maybe. And the LCB will have the benefit of boarding as first-class passengers. Let's go. Bus begins to swell with noise again. So, in a slightly different air to the alarmed response from earlier. First-class passengers? What, the seats for those pompous toffs? Even on normal trains, they've got those sorts whose proudest accomplishment in life is landing their asses in first-class seats, while others are cramming themselves into flight cars because they haven't cash for even an economy ticket. Hey, don't look at me! I've never been in one of those first-class seats before either. Isn't the ticket for a single first-class seat like as expensive as 3-4 months' salary of first-year wing employee? Can our budget really handle paying for all of our fares? The company's budget is not a subject that warrants your concern. I heard first-class passengers get some cool bonus stuff like personalized private capsules or something, don't they? That is the promotional language, yes. They are flash-freeze hibernation capsules, to be precise. They have been designed to easily withstand the true amount of time it takes for the warp train to travel from point A to point B. The trip will be over in the blink of an eye for the passengers. The company's regard for well-being is unfamiliar, yet welcome. To be provided such extravagance merely for our comfort. Such occurrence is quite seldom. Right? I honestly thought you were going to slip us the guide and Kevin into the first class seats and ship the rest of us in the economy cars. Man, imagine the event that you're just in the economy car, so you're just fighting there for 1,000 years. I mean, I guess you would take over pretty quickly, right? Who would stand a chance against us in economy? This seems like an unnecessary luxury. You should have saved the budget and given only the executive manager, the loyal advisor, access to the seats. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're taking the train to get to our next mission, alright? We have to think about the unique nature of warp trains and prepare ourselves accordingly. Right? I know it's first class and all, but warp trains are just plain creepy. You'd also be worried about. For example, economy passengers are going to have a hard time getting into a first class car. They can even attempt open it. I mean, I'm pretty sure the door separating the cars is ironclad. Olympus Company for once, I have not played longer than minutes. That is fair. This is the once in like 2 months occasion where there's new story content I can pick up for. So just enjoy the references to Runa and Warp Trains, maybe. Ishmael, who'd been holding that first class promotional pamphlet in her hands for a while, was chattering on with fire in her eyes. But how are you doing today, so yes? Are you winning in Runa? You won't even have to lift a finger. We just have to board the train, get into our capsules, shut our eyes, and snooze through the entire ride until all that mess in the other cars blows over. I heard they used to give out commemorative merch back when the finances were in the gutter and... Oh. A true adventure is not without its hardships. Yet even the most exalted of heroes cannot venture without respite. And, in very rare occasions, the hero may even deign to select a first-class seat to rest in place of a quaint inn. Indeed, indeed. You're doing fine. Nice to hear. Seems like everyone was at least somewhat interested in the fabled first-class seats of warp trains. I could sense that there was a growing consensus among the sinners that even a warp train trip might be acceptable if it meant that they could ride in the first-class seats. I will board the train if I must. Is first-class seating mandatory? I prefer scenic food. Goddammit, Ryoshu. I will say you red fire and instantly fall sour. You truly cannot escape Runa. It's fine. It's fine. You just need to accept that your mind will forever be locked in this library. I prefer the scenic route. Don't want to miss out on all the fun. Virgilius pretended to not hear Ryoshu's question. Very well, then I assume that we are all in agreement. Let's go. I have a matter of great import to discuss with thee. What is it? Out of it, class. Beating around the bush ain't like you. Don Quixote carefully began, almost whispering in a low voice. That is, in the first-class seats. I have heard tell that we must board with our feet freed from our boots. Doth that claim hold water? Come on now. What kind of nonsense gossip is this coming from this time? But why is she that concerned about your feet already? Oh no. This is no gossip, forsooth. I have overheard all from those who we have walked past Erie today, and when one of them inquired, you know what, you gotta go barefoot in first class, right? That I responded with, of course, man. What, am I stupid? Doth the traveler speak true, Ishmael? Don't ask me. I've never been on one of these before either. Don't remember seeing anything like that on the pamphlet. Give me a sec. It mustn't be separated from Roshikande, not even for a twinkle. I shan't toss Roshikande to the side next to such vulgarities like the ugly shoes of Sir Heathcliff. Man, Heathcliff just getting stray shots. Oi, you little. I implore thee, O illustrious red gaze. Prithee, grant me thy permission and allow me to board with Roshikande. She's gonna cry. I expected Virgilius to answer with his usual exasperated rebirth, but this time he responded in a somewhat serious, tainted by that familiar annoyance tone. Fine, keep your shoes on. The Northern Fixer? Let's go north on the plantation finally. This place is huge. That was my first impression of the warp range station. Oh ho! So this is... Don Quixote shouted vibrantly, immediately recovered from her previous apprehension of the sheer possibility that she might be separated from Rocinante. So each nest has one of these. Massive structures in them? I've got nothing. Oi, know anything about what they're asking? Heathcliff asked, gesturing toward Masault with his chin. Every warp train station has been built with a general design philosophy that draws from their respective nests' architectural idiosyncrasies. It can also be said that many critics in relevant fields praise the warp train stations as one of the many cultural cornerstones of the city. How the hell does Masault know about this? Don't tell me Masault has this form of autism where he likes trains. I have no idea when it happened, but Heathcliff started treating Masault like a walking encyclopedia from time to time. Masault! Young Masault! Lo, is that passenger over yonder one from the west? Incorrect. Leather-based clothing and metal armor are predominant fashion trends often visible in the outfits of the western population. While that individual's cloth-based style is something ubiquitously observed throughout the population of North and South, they are largely considered to be an Eastern fashion trend, rarely seen among Western. It's kinda interesting that I guess there's so many different fashion styles in the city itself, since, I mean, the city is gigantic, but you would think that the culture would be very samey. Basically, you only gotta play Tulwoon like 3 more times after you finish this run, pretty much done with Luna. Then go back to Lobotomy for a bit, and then eventually might go play Limbus. Man, that sounds like a lot is still ahead of you. Are your last 3 runs still just like solo floor ones, or anything else? I'd love to hang out with Masault. I mean, Masault is like the most chill person to hang out with from the sinners, I would say. PV, slow thyself! For that you must make a record of thy lectures. What wisdom dost thou have to impart regarding the fashion of the Northern region? I have once espied in a magazine that they are garbed in loose-fitting outfits. Understandably so, given the colder climate of the region. Opportunity for first-hand observation stands before you. Huh? Woo! 3 seconds of screaming duet, one of utter fascination, the other of unmitigated frustration. What a shit! You nearly blew out my eardrums. You're the one to talk. Dude, I've got an audible frequency range expansion implant in my eardrums. Holy shit, man. Now, get the hell out of my way. You're blocking the walkway like a ragtag band of hicks who's never seen a warp train before. Well, we're poor people around here, okay? Damn it, I take the train all the way here for an expedition only to lose my target. And now these assholes are trying to blow out my eardrums? Great, just great. I love this. Guys, is it that obvious that we've never been on a warp train before? The ticket fee came straight out of my damn pocket. Watch out, big fella. Someone might get seriously hurt if you keep swinging those 4 arms around, each holding a weapon to boot. PV, wilt thou stand still for but a moment to satisfy a few inquiries of mine regarding thy outfit? Ooh, yes! Stand in absolute stillness for 5 minutes and... Man, Dawn is such a gremlin and a menace to society. What did she do before she joined, like, Limbus Company? How did she not just end beaten up on the back streets? Seriously? The Fixer, with a particularly impressive set of prosthetic arms, spent a few minutes vending several of his numerous grievances at us before storming off to a different platform. So what you're saying is he kinda complied with Dawn. Thank you. Ah, indeed. This Grant. This city of sundry odd personalities. I'm pretty sure he was thinking the same thing. I guess the city really is full of people with full body prosthetics. Well, N-Corp is not around, you're fine. That's when Virgilius slowly walked up to our group. Well then, we'll rendezvous at the destination. Huh? Will Philistris that gaze not ride alongside us? W-Corp policy demands that those of the title of color must board a train specially prepared for them instead. Ooh, are you like riding the first class plus or something? That's the color for you, I guess. Special treatment from the wings no matter he goes. Karen wants to go back to Maffy. You will be lonely. I already told you why you can't, Karen. On 3 separate occasions in which I bought you those multi-flavored candies. Humans are not allowed aboard the freight cars. Then, Miss Faust. Yes. Virgilius, after exchanging knowing look and a nod with Faust, escorted the particularly peeved Karen away. Tante, let us proceed this way. We followed Faust's guidance to the entrance to our train car. Damn. Whoa, hey, our colors are starting to come back. Ooh. Man, if I would be a good streamer, I should have prepared like different overlay with more color. That would have been peak. Next time. Hey! These must be the fabled complimentary food and drink of the first class seats. Heck yeah, of course. Quality stuff like this gotta be included with that insane pricing. The general response to this rumor surprised as rows up in rows of expensive looking spill capsules. Flash freeze hibernation, huh? I guess it literally freezes our bodies in the flesh. What could go wrong? Faust, are these flash freeze hibernation devices safe? Looks at my burning clock face. Please elaborate on your exact definition of safe. That does not sound good. These things are supposed to freeze us solid, right? Can we really come back from something like that? A flash freeze hibernation device will put you in a temporary state of death caused by rapid cellular cryopreservation process. However, the rapidity of the process prevents damage to your cell walls during the phase change. Therefore, in most normal cases, this will not cause any issues. Faust is aware that this model has fully resolved cell wall breaching issues caused by cryogenic density change or by ice crystal causes hydrogen molecules. I missed about half of what you said, but your point is that it's safe, right? Yes, as far as Faust is aware, even if an issue were to arise during the journey, because everyone will be reverted to their states at the beginning of the train trip upon arrival, there won't be any lasting complications from the said problem. Oi, you've got some real talent in backing out something so simple as, yeah, it's safe. To so many words, seriously. Indeed, as Faust's talents are not limited to a singular field. Faust is very self-aware. Okay, but that still leaves a lot to be worried about. Wait, there was something odd about the way she phrased that. As far as Faust is aware, are you saying that it could be wrong? As a general rule, Faust does not err. However, Faust is also not a divine being. I mean, it's smart of her to have just a safety clause stating somewhere, I might be wrong. Don't mind me. There's certain information in the world that Faust is yet to have access to. Therefore, while Faust may speak the facts, what is said may not align with the truth. Okay. You don't call first class for nothing, I guess. Peacock's way up there in the northernmost corner of the city, but this thing take us in the blink of an eye, huh? That's one hell of a time saver. Prepare thyself, Volgicante. Thus begins the long jaunt. Oh, I've been meaning to ask, Don Quixote. Do you ever, wash the shoes? Where'd that come from, Mortia? No, I mean, think back to when we were inside that whale. When that whale blew up, we got all kinds of it, caused slimy bits on us. Okay, do these need to, first tell us about all the places we went to before? They were on our clothes, our shoes, everything. Yeah? And do you remember how much work it took us to clean our bloody, fishy, fleshy gunk clothing? This really isn't something I want to revisit, but yeah. Right? And do you also remember how Don Quixote never took her shoes off once during that whole ordeal? Kim and sister, this is very important to the plot. Okay. I guess they do look a bit filthy. I asked thee, dear compatriots, hast thou ever witnessed an errant knight who leaves the side of the beloved steed? I mean, sometimes you at least taking your steed to the border or something like that. Can't say I've never witnessed a knight before though. Then thou shalt know, starting now, behold it, hearken to it, and remember it well. They never quiet down, do they? Whoa, have you been on one of these orders? I've been treated to premium VIP seats or similar grandiosity back then. This is nothing to fuss over. How important was she during the smoke war that she got a first class ticket then? Ortis, who was sitting there and shaking her legs, suddenly asked Faust a question. Hey, you're confident that no accidents ever occurred on one of these first class cars, yes? Yeah, there would nothing happen. In order to prevent cases of unnecessary anxiety and misgivings among the sinners, the history of the accidents that has occurred about warp trains will not be shared. Wait, what the? Oh, I think we're leaving soon. This is for warp train PW 612 bound for B Corp. Boarding period is ending soon. The sinners, who were either leisurely enjoying their complimentary snacks or taking a look around the first class car, suddenly became a lot busier. Then let us hurry and end our capsules before it's too late. Oh no, why isn't this? The other sinners made it into their capsules, no problem, but I felt like I was the only one who's fumbling. Is that anxiety, Dante? I think so. Initiating warp in 10 minutes. Allow me to assist you. Stand as though you are leaning back and... Faust expertly guided me into the capsule as though she'd done something like this before, then pressed a button inside the capsule that closed the hatch. Do not worry too much. We will meet again. In but a moment, Dante. What's up with this pose? I thought I'd hear the brief sigh, but the hatch shut tightly before I could ask her anything. Initiating warp. Please confirm that your seatbelts are firmly fastened. Man, imagine having seatbelts. The last thing I saw before my capsule began to fill with gas was Faust climbing into her own capsule opposite of mine. I had no idea then what she really meant by "we will meet again in but a moment." Dante, you must wake up. Dante! But one thing I knew for sure was an inconceivable situation has occurred. But something had seriously gone wrong. The story won't stop. Disappearing passengers. It's oh no. We're here already. Wow, I guess that wasn't an exaggeration at all. It all really happened in the blink of an eye. As always, Faust was giving me her usual look, which was a complete lack of any emotive expression. Which, I suppose, is why it didn't immediately register that something had gone awry. No, we're not yet at our destination. Huh? I finally came to, and after I had some time to digest that odd reply, I looked up at her face once again, and realized that the expression was more antsy than usual by a microscopically minuscule degree. So, this train is still running? Yes. Then, where are we? I believe we are currently stranded in an unidentified dimension. Coordinates unknown. I took a reflexive deep breath from the sheer horror of the numerous implications stuffed into that finely delivered sentence. It's fine, we'll come back home. When that passed, the first thing that struck my mind was that we were about to suffer the very thing that we were so worried about. I mean, worst case scenario is we're just gonna hear a Melee song playing in the stream. I see. But I soon found myself calming down. Yeah, this had to be part of Faust's plan. She probably saw this coming from a mile away. I'm sure she's about to proudly tell me every little detail of her plan that will help us out of this situation. Oh no. But this is all just a part of the plan, right, Faust? That was an unusually long silence from Faust. You're half correct, yet half incorrect. What is this angel telling me I'm halfway done with the day? With that, Faust left me to flounder in the chaotic stream of vaguely terrifying information as he began stopping by each capsule to wake the sinners. Ah, me here already? Man, it really happened in the blink of an... No. Oh, what's this? We here already? For real? It really happened in the blink of an... No. No, exactly. What? Are we gonna have to talk with everyone? What, we here already? I guess I really was worrying over enough... No. Oh, no. Yet I have not uttered a single word. There was a brief cheer, a little hooray about regaining our colors, followed by a flat-toed explanation of our current predicament, which was then followed by a long, loaded silence, which was a sequence of events I had the pleasure of watching play out on about 10 consecutive occasions. Dante, I understand your confusion, however. Perhaps an elaboration of our present circumstances is necessary. That brings us to the present. Let me get this straight. This train's still running. And we're drifting to some unknown dimension. Ooh, out about the strike of me is quite dramatic. Most importantly, are you saying that you already knew that this would happen, Faust? Yes. God damn it, Faust. Huh? But what the hell is wrong with you, huh? The sinners each begin to voice their anger. Of course, this wasn't the first time Faust and Vergilius intentionally and knowingly omitted certain details about events in our path. What? Are you insane? It's not like we can just retreat or jump out a door when stuff hits the fan. Opening the door will result in nearly immediate destruction of the physical body. But hey, at least you know what to do like you always do. You've got a plan, right? Look at how sad she looks. My waifu. Right? Faust, who might never seen at a loss for words, is having oddly long instances of silence. What's up with her? Les looks totally out of it today. She gives me a sideways glance. There must be something she can discuss in front of the sinners. Guys, let's pause for a bit. She said that something inconceivably happened. The other sinner's anger was completely understandable. It also makes sense that this continued lack of communication is harming our trust in Faust. Alright, we're going to go over the situation from the start, okay? But just letting things play out might really turn everyone against Faust, and for good. And... I doubt Faust had any ill intent in making us up in the middle of the trip. First things first, we gotta get the sinners to calm down. Then I ask Faust to tell us what happened. If there's a problem, we'll figure it out and deal with it as we move along. Actually, how did Faust accomplish to wake up before everyone else? Did she mess with the pot? Did she never freeze herself, or... Tell us, what's going on, Faust? All of it. And in a way that we can all understand. She'll explain. That's fair. Let's hear you out first. Is that okay with you guys? If you say so, I'll go along with it. Fine, I suppose losing my rarely ever did anything. Thank you. Then... After some time... The gist of Faust's explanation was as follows. Because of this issue, as always, involved a certain contract and a literal decision from the high-ups of the Limbus company. I love my bosses. W Corp caught wind of Limbus company's recent distortion contract management promotions and decided to contract us to deal with a mysterious, repeated series of incidents suspected to have been caused by distortion, after multiple failed attempts to resolve it on their own, of course. The distortions themselves likely did not pose a problem for W Corp. Based on their available information, it can be determined that they would have all been neutralized as soon as the train arrived, and any transformed passengers would have been reverted to their human forms. But the real issue was that the passengers were disappearing. Passengers? Spirited away? Alas, just as an impossibility aboard these trains, is it not? That is the question for which we must discover the precise cause and effect of. Did W Corp share anything to get us started? That appears to be the most prominent cause of this misunderstanding. She explained that W Corp refused to share anything about the trains because they were concerned about maintaining the secrets of the singularity. I mean, come on, we should just have told them, man, sorry to tell you, we actually know how your trains work. Maybe that's exactly why they sought out an upstart business like Limbus Company to deal with this, now that I think about it. We wouldn't even know where to start if we didn't have access to the information that the identity cards had to offer. Faust produced what happened to be a keycard with a W Corp logo on it before continuing with explanations. However, we were given the master keycard that can open and close the hibernation capsules at will. We may return to our respective capsules as soon as the contract is fulfilled and safely complete the rest of the journey as we had planned from the beginning. These bloody wings. Every single one of them has been absolutely balmy. I think it's a bit unkind of them to ask us to finish the puzzle without all the important pieces, but we're that good. At least T-Corp, their chief executive director, tagged along as our assistant. Not to mention kindly explaining so many new things to us. It sounds like Miss Faust was stuck between a rock and a hard place herself. Some sinners grew more receptive after explanations, a bit with a sigh. I would have appreciated if you at least gave us a hint. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but it's not like there's someone out there monitoring your every move and every word. Right? That is... But not everyone was willing to let this go without saying the piece. Next time, I will take your inputs into account. And that's everything I can do for her. It's an undeniable truth that Faust has disappointed the sinners with what she's done. But she is Faust, after all. I'm sure she has a backup plans to get us out of this situation. Yeah, Faust, save us. So what's next on our agenda? Yeah. What's done is done, right? Besides, it's not like we've got to fought away for thousands of years inside this metal box. That is something I must first discuss with Dante. Discuss? But discussing things with other people is very unlike Faust. What are we discussing, Faust? I recommend that you lower your voice from this point onward, Dante. Why are we whispering? Your secretive attitude only served to exacerbate my already battered sense of safety. My connection to Gesellschaft. German mentioned let's go. I mean, Faust has been severed. I'm sorry, what? I cannot access Faust's knowledge at the moment. I guess I was absolutely right to be anxious. Can't believe that's the old Faust-Gesellschaft's out there somewhere. Let's go, we finally get to beat up people. Yeah, we're not gonna use the burn team. Okay, so... I'm not really have a good chart team, and I don't have really cool new event stuff. Let's get the Otis ego. So yeah, I think Silsa's mostly gonna run our charts team. I guess since to min-max more, we can probably do something.
자, 불 뜯을 시간이다.
That's how I forgot how someone's shoving the new Heathcliff. Probably not. I mean, maybe I don't want to replace Faust on my team. I guess I can.
불 뜯을 시간이다.
What I can do is someone has a W Corp Honglu. Now this is a stream experience. You don't have the E. Oh man. Whoever this person is, why would you have W Corp Honglu without dimensions further on? Okay, maybe we don't min-max. Okay. Just get my Honglu back. He is the coolest Honglu of all. I mean, I think we're missing out on 20% right now. It would be good to use actually my plate lineage Dawn, but it is what it is. So yeah, just run this. I guess you are good backup. Probably you first. You. Beautiful. Now I can't wait for the backups to never matter. What do you mean you can't? I mean in the most literal sense. My access to Faust's input and information, which has always been readily available, is completely severed. Oh, what if everything about the situation is something you don't have access to yet, like you said last time? One cannot completely dismiss that possibility, but even that is uncertain. Every answer Faust has given was always full of confidence and methodical expertise. I don't think she's ever said a sentence that was this full of speculation and doubt. Then, Faust, you are... Yes, at this moment I'm limited to operating only with my knowledge. I cannot discern the cause of this disconnection. More than enough precautions have likely been taken in case of interdimensional travel, but perhaps Faust did not take into account an occasion in which we may have to access an unidentified dimension such as this. I mean, wouldn't W Corp Faust already know about things like this and they could build something in? Or, even if it was taken into account, this particular dimension may not yet have been subject to close observation. If that is not the case, then no, never mind. There was nothing that suggested that my connection to Faust would be lost. Not even as we boarded the train. To be honest, this is a rather disagreeable situation for me. Alright, for now. Now that changes everything. Now I have to think. I recall the last thing I saw before the hatch or the capsule closed, and Faust told me not to worry too much. Okay, this is just a minor setback. Nothing we can beat, right? We got this. I began to mutter, like I was trying to convince myself. As the manager, my job is to calm everyone down and set their sights on the future, just as Faust did for me immediately before the hatch closed. If you're right about why you were disconnected, then the problem will solve itself once we're off the train. And if we do ever run out of options, I'll just turn the clock and see what happens. Don't stress yourself too much. We still have a lot to work with. Your knowledge, my clock, the sinners, and man, all the qualities Dante has. Clock. I could feel my confidence taking a hit with every word that came out of my metaphorical mouth, but that seemed to be enough for Faust. She nodded. Understood. And to the sinners. The fact that we are currently confined to a warp train in operation must be a source of enough stress. I believe that sharing Faust's current state with them would add an unnecessary source of tension. Man. What's so whacking this door ain't gonna do anything? We're all going to bite it once it opens? How many times do I have to tell you that you're not even strong enough to break this door down? Don't challenge Heathcliff. A billion years in this box. Yeah, good idea. So, what now? Do you have to take a searching sweep around Ishka or something? In the grand scheme of things, yes. Pause cleared the air with a cough before continuing. By ACORP's standards timescale, approximately 3 days have passed since our departure. As per the contract between Limbus Company and W Corp, I acquired a master keycard placed inside my capsule and adjusted the head setting to open automatically in 3 days. That was the explanation. 3 days, huh? I feel like I just blinked and I guess that's hibernation for you. See, we're all informed via the boarding. There's no way for the economy class passengers to enter the first class car. That's why this place has remained untouched. I mean, the first few days should be fine. However, cross-referencing my own deductions to W Corp's rather fragmentary explanations, I can assume that the situation is currently under progress in the economy class cars. The part where they trash the shite out of one another, tearing the limbs off, all that mess? No, I doubt that. I don't think it gets that bad in just 3 days. Besides, this is supposed to be business as usual for W Corp, right? There must be something else that's out of the ordinary that they want us to deal with. Precisely, in my opinion, it is... Ooh! Hold it out for but a moment! Just as Faust was about to continue, Don Quixote raised the index finger to her lips and signaled her to be quiet. Das thou hear out as I do? Scratching, nee, webbing, Versuch. Past the gate must be... As Don Quixote kept listening, with her ear to the door, another expression of half curiosity and half horror appeared on her face. Is it possible that there must be... Lady Faust? After that very distressful noise, everyone simultaneously turned their heads to look at Faust, who closed her eyes briefly and thought. Please step aside for a moment, Don Quixote. It would be best if I observed with my own eyes. With that, she produced the master keycard from her pocket and approached the panel installed next to the door. Whoa, hang on a minute. You're going to open the door? I intend to follow your usual flavor of suggestion, Heathcliff. That there are times in which a physical altercation is preferable to detached animations. Huh? My suggestion? Well, I ain't going to disagree with you there, but what's got into you, lass? After all, how could I deduce anything without seeing it myself? Bleep. After a brief mechanical beep. Death. Ka! Hideous creatures suddenly crashed through the open door and charged wildly in our direction. What are we going to beat up?
오늘도 즐거운 하루의 시작이네. 그렇지?
Craving bloodback passenger.
볼륨 좀 확인해 볼게. 대답 소리가 들리지
And
않았어?
those vampires, if they bleed count. But that's a lot of bleeding, okay. I see. Well, have you considered win rate? It's a very subtle concept.
날 뛰어보라고!
개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여 나가서 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가 보자.
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했는데
They do not seem that strong.
날 뛰어보라고!
반격의 기회다!
One day we'll claim bones again, I swear.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
벤더
관리자님이
사월을
제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠.
But yeah, maybe Yoshu might be overpowered.
신뢰라고 부른다고 하거든요. 긍정적인 변화네요.
Thanks go out for my guaranteed restart ticket.
이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
Even if you did not give me the new Faust, at least you did give me dupes.
담겨 있고
뼈를 깎는다. 뼈를 깎는다.
That was the quick chain battle. Lady Faust, however similar in appearance they may have been to the passengers. Beverly, this is how they were in complete want of sense. Like people petrified by the veil. Don Quixote hesitated until the last minute before raising her weapon to fight them. She hangs her head mournfully. Normally, Faust would have told her more information about those monsters before the fight began, and she would not have been burdened by the sheer thought of bringing harm to the innocent. Faust began searching the area, closely observing various bodies and a general area of information. You appear particularly inquisitive today, Miss Faust. Yeah. Aren't you usually the one who has all the answers while we are racking our brains trying to come up with something? The sinners were starting to feel that there's something off about Faust's behavior. You might even soon realize that there's something wrong with Faust right now. Don Quixote? They are not dead. Huh? Observe closer. The parts are all tethered to one another by something. Are they not? Oh! It appears that the flow of time has ceased in the space. Therefore, it follows that the connections that tether bodies to life and away from death remain intact. To my relief, Faust managed to correctly figure out what's going on like her usual self, even if it took her slightly longer than it usually does. Hey, what I'd say, we got this. Huh? What was that about? Nothing. I've forgotten that not all sinners were content with nodding along to whatever information Faust told us. The flow of time is ceased aboard the warp train, is it? He sank pensive. Seeing that, Faust lips parted for a moment before closing shut. He was starting to get a good read on her. That was an unmistakable look of regret, no matter how short-lived. Howbeit, would it not be more accurate to muse that the flow of time has decelerated to the point where, to an extra-dimensional observer, just slowed to a stop? What is your perspective regarding this suggestion? Yes, that is the most rational suggestion, Yi-san. Did Miss Faust just get something wrong? Wow, Yi-san, you sure is a time expert, right? Can you summarize it in easier language now that we're talking about it anyway? It's time to realize that Faust was the actual thought on this bus all along. Gladly, if you'd allow me. Yi-san began to elaborate with gentle enthusiasm. That was close. To speak in brevity, it can be said that death is not an element aboard this train. And? Can you maybe speak in a little bit less brevity? To elaborate. Beverly! This one's heart beats still! Don Quixote lowers her head and listens closely to what appeared to be a dismembered torso, and shouts with relief. The state is akin to an unassembled jigsaw puzzle, merely immobilized and separated. So the corpus has been sundered, the concept of death is at a state of, for all intents and purposes, eternal delay aboard the train. Existence is continuance of moratorium. Forced, they are to be tethered up in the thinnest yet tenacious thread of life. I understand what have been said here, yet they are not dead all the same, huh? If the severed parts are all connected, then it can be said that no matter how entangled their bodies become, it's not impossible to eventually gather the parts together to form a single passenger. Thus, naturally, we can determine how and why the profession W Corp cleanup agent has come to be. I see, because someone will have to categorize and reconstruct these puzzles once the journey is over. It's really baffling to me that a job like this even exists. Easy money or something. Ever seen a thing that wasn't baffling in every sense of the word? Still, I guess that means that as long as the train arrives at the station, they will be put back together like nothing happened. From what I learned through the W Corp identities, the main job was to gather chunks of flesh together to bring them back to their original shapes before they boarded the trains. It's a lot more visceral when I have to look at it in person. Phew, that is quite an auspicious news among ill tidings indeed. It soon clicked in me what Faust was, so with some effort trying to do as I watched Don Quixote sigh with relief. Maybe Faust was trying to cheer Don Quixote up in her own way. The other Faust would not find it even necessary to do something like that. Dante. What's up? Oh, time to whisper, right? Indeed. I intend to collect further intelligence. Well, if there's anything I can tell you. Faust cast a dark gaze towards the chunks of flesh. Her gaze remained fixed up them as she whispered. Are they distortions or abnormalities? Oh, yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that. They weren't humans, that's for sure. From them, I felt the same sensation I felt for monsters. Something inexplicable, unclear sensation, or an aura. I felt it somewhere before, I'm sure of it. But I couldn't quite pinpoint the source of the sensation. One thing I do know for sure is that this sensation was not the same feeling I got from abnormalities, distortions, or even the Pecatula. It's gotta be vampires, come on, more vampire lore, here we go. If I had to learn one way or the other, I'd say they're closer to distortions. I'm sorry, I don't think they're either of those. Is it difficult to be certain at the moment? Again, I'm not sure how I can explain this, but they're very, very similar to distortions, but also different. You had to ask then. I'm gonna guess Faust doesn't know. Faust may know, but I, at this moment, have no way of knowing. I feel like I should apologize for that. There's no need, Dante. So, the information you have provided me is rather ambiguous. It decided me to do something of worth. And collecting intelligence myself and creating deductions based on sparse information is quite... She paused, holding a bloody, slimy chunk of flesh in her hands. Tasty. Are we gonna put that in Don's shoes as well? Did she just smite herself with gore in her hands? Finally, the awakening has begun.
근육이 신나서 날뛰는 건 더 해줄
But
거
the
없어?
Heathcliff keeps
난 이제
spinning.
시작인데.
Let's go free currency. Multi-Quack Office. After a round of intelligence gathering from Faust, we open the door to the next cabin, only to be greeted by a loud commotion. Sounds like there are other survivors? Ah, passengers in danger! Worry not, for I have arrived too. Oh, don't come any closer. Who the hell are you guys? A four-armed woman suddenly jumped in our path. She appeared without warning. I stumbled a little, inadvertently slapped by the figure's swinging arms as she pushed us away. Right. Like you gave me any warning before you practically kicked the door open. Would you mind moving that huge sword out of our faces? It's a bit disconcerting. Fattening? I'm just trying to protect those civilians in this car. Also, is that a bioprosthetic? Must be an old-timer, huh? I thought those things went out of style forever ago. You wanna see what this old-timer's got left in his arm? Oh, art from the north, verily? Thy garb is that of northerners, no? This really ain't the time, lass. Anyways, looks like we're in the same mess here. Wait for us, yeah? She seemed to be seizing us up for a moment. Nah, how do I trust you? Got any proof that you ain't bitten? I'm not gonna let all my effort protecting this place go to waste. Bitten? The bloody hell are you talking about? Weird, you look completely lost. If you were in one of the economy casts, I'm sure you've seen... Hold on. Are you all from the first class car? Yeah, we just woke up from our capsules. But none of you look very... don't say we're poor. I mean, first class he's supposed to be. Why didn't you say from the get-go? Name's Sasha, multi-crack office web. With that, she lowered her weapons and allowed us to pass. Have you not left this car for the division of the right, Sasha? Oh, no, I haven't. We warped over to T-Corp after picking up one of their contracts, but... Jeez, can you believe that this train broke down? Shit, is it even broken? I'm not feeling hungry or sleepy at all. It stinks of some shady bullshit, if you ask me. Nah, it's just a normal train accident. It happens sometimes. You can feel all that, even the prosthetic body? Man, how could I live without my favorite hobby? Drifting into a sweet nap after a pleasant meal. So, I made sure to get high quality parts for him so I can still feel hungry and sleepy. I mean, on the one hand, I feel like you're kinda wasting the advantage you get from, yeah, you don't feel tired or hungry with your prosthetics, but at least you stay human. That must be nice. Hasn't something else of note also occurred? You bet your ass did something else of note go down? How distracting. Is it hard for you to speak without being so hyper? At least stop swinging your arms around like that. Sure, she's just Italian, okay? That's how you speak. I can't do that, friend. I broke all my prosthetic arms in the fight, so I'm calibrating a new set. Gotta keep swinging him if I want them to sync up with the other parts anytime soon. Anywho, I don't know what the hell is going on, but people started turning into some weird monsters all of a sudden. I haven't a goddamn clue as to who they are. Don't seem like they can understand us either. Good thing my training car didn't have a lot of these monsters. I just chopped out monsters that were out to pieces and hauled the civilians to this beacon car. What's up? 3,201 wet colors. 3,202 wet colors. Yeah, they're not going insane. Nobody would. You have decided to protect them, despite the potential risk that they may transform as well. But of course, this is the expected duty of any Valerius fixer to stand guard in the front lines against evil to protect the weak. There are some good fixers maybe out in the city, right? Don't crush your dreams. Been keeping an eye close on them for the last 3 days, and so far, 0 transformations. Go past this car, and you'll see what the hell on earth really means. Those monsters are constantly trying to claw their way to the front of the train. So, if you ask me, I'd wager that some shit went down there at one of the train cars in the back and spread like wildfire till it reached here. We have to go to the whole train. How convenient. I see. And that's all I can tell you about the situation. So, what's your story? Why'd you rich first-class folks decide to suddenly grace us peasants with your presence? It was dinner time? Nothing that's happening here could have made it to your swanky first-class cars. So, what's your business down here? W Corp has hired us to solve this case. We are... fixers! Indeed, fixers. Forced for a look of reluctant acceptance as she affirmed Don Quixote's declaration. I mean, we're just fixers working for a company, more or less. There's no lie there. Huh. Got every single one of you a first-class ticket? Your offers must be rolling in the door. May they got him second. So, W Corp already knew that this would happen. But, are you really contracted to a wing? Not sure if I trust ya. As you must be well aware yourself, contracts and contract fulfillment are of paramount importance for fixers. With that in mind, please recall that W Corp is one of the most secretive wings of the city. A non-disclosure agreement, huh? Makes sense. I wouldn't want to deal with those Earthy boys either. Anyways, I'm still gonna have to ask for proof that you really are contracted by W Corp. Yeah, we have the contract right with us, right, Faust? This is the master key card given to us by W Corp. I believe that it can open most doors aboard this train. Faust produced the master key card from my pocket. I guess there isn't any other way for us to prove that we're actually contracted by W Corp. A key card. So you use this to open the path between the first class and the economy class car. Let's see. W Corp logo. Wow, nice materials. Looks like you're telling the truth. Alright. I won't buy. Not like there's any cash in it for me either. So, I guess you gotta go all the way down there for your job, huh? Yes. The fixer finally got out of our way. Then, with one of her free hands pointed toward the opposite door. Well, it's your funeral, ladies and gents. Or your victory lap. If you guys are really that good, lots of luck to you all. I thank thee for thy words of courage, Fixer Sasha. I shall trust thee with protection of this fortress. Fifi, protect the innocent in my stead. Bixis? Are you a fixer? You're going to save us from the monsters in the cars behind us? Huh? Just as we were about to reach the other end of the car, a little passenger pulled on Don Quixote's coattails. Hey, forsooth! Boah, you a famous fixer? Forsooth, once again! Thou mayest know me as a profoundly illustrious fixer. We were in the newspaper once. I bullied that list with Metzger's floor because it's funnier this way. Man. Who did you not bully at this point? Whoa. Wanna be a fixer too, just like... I beat her up once, but now I bullied her. Man. Don't pester the lady. I'm sorry, she's my daughter and... Very not, thyself. There's no bother. No bother at all. So must dream of becoming a fixer thyself, little squire. It's fortunate that someone like yourself is aboard the train. You present ensured a child's survival. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Come on. No need to keep up appearances between people in the same line of work. Just here to collect some sweet emergency convict fees from each and every one of them. Are you two on something or what? I see. I don't think Don Quixote needs to hear what she just said. Didn't know you could be like that, Faust. Be like what? You knew there was no way the fixer was actually there to protect them out of pure goodwill, but decided to go along with Don Quixote's solutions anyway. Am I right? Good move. I was getting worried about what might happen if she started acting out again. You saw that twinkle in her eyes too, right? Don Quixote has always been energetic, but she's been especially bouncy today. She just loves W Corp twins. Eyes. Faust stood towards Sasha with a question. I have one last thing to inquire. It will be 30k per inquiry? Jesus, I mean, that's a lot of Arn, right? Like, that's a bit off. Man. But at least that means you get all the pages you ever need after one fight, I hope. That is quite an unsound decision to make for someone who claims to be in the same line of work as us. Have you considered the possibility that once our contract is successfully completed, we could include reference to a particular cooperative associate of us in our report to W Corp? What, you're serious? Ah yes, we're gonna pay you in cloud. You're welcome. Well then, let me hear it. Were the eyes of the monsters you faced wet, by any chance? Shasta paused, her swinging arms for a moment upon hearing that question, appearing to either be in thought or trying to recall something, then answered. I do know. It was a pretty hectic battle in a narrow hallway, so I didn't have the wherewithal to get a good look at their eyes. Is it something important? For one, my prosthetic eye is wet. The passenger over there's got wet eyes. Oh, you there. That lady with a big sword also got wet eyes. In defense of sense build, you had was 6 V cost pages and V1 cost pages. Yeah, that is a lot of 1 cost pages. What is someone out there paying cash for info and wet eyes or something? No, well, it was a question of no significance. It's vampires, it's that easy. Faust nodded lightly in her direction, then opened the door to the next car. For sus as we had feared, the scene that appeared before us looked like it came straight out of a painting of hell. Well, Ryosho's at home now. How many of funny currency V40? I guess... yeah, that's still a bit. Okay. Time to beat up Bosos.
나만 믿고 다들
Man.
집중해줘.
Did you just not run load fixer because the extra flags, or did you just, I guess, use up all the perk slots? That sounds insane. Still the same vampires, I guess. Right, absolutely not vampires with red eyes and a lot of blood.
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나 보군요.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
개체가 우리의 마지막 일격만을 기다리고 있는
I mean, Lone Fixer would have made it bullying way easier, but we wanted just so case that Lone Fixer isn't needed. That's fair.
전투 응대에 나선다.
The only negative of
개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
sus win waiting. We're never gonna claim bones. It's gonna pay off one day, I swear.
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데?
저희가 우세한 상황입니다. 이미 매뉴얼을 대여섯 번은 어긴 직원들도 보이는데 이 책임은 다음에 묻도록 하죠.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지. 저놈을 추적해!
Five fast officers and up to 10 points total. That's fair.
육적 살을 베어내고
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어
씹는 맛이 있는데?
신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요.
You know, I feel like those warp trains are oddly spacious, all things considered.
근육이 신나서 날뛰는 건 더 해치울 거 없어? 난 이제 시작인데.
But Heathcliff stays winning. That's what's important. Okay,
발을 부딪힐 시간입니다.
나만 믿고 다들 집중해줘. 도움이 될 수 있을 거야.
main reason for having Mindhole is quite simple. Swings turns makes every character take some stagger damage. That's fair. I mean, having some stagger regeneration is still, I would say, always pretty decent.
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치겠습니다. 특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보였습니다.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 가지고 있고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나
Did that enemy actually heal off the hit? I guess it will make kinda sense. Maybe I should start reading in more of the stats. But they're also not dangerous enough to really exist other than being fodder. What's even the buff you're having?
적들이 충분히 나약해졌다는
Get offensive level and defense level equal to value, max 5. I mean, that's a good buff to have, but it's not gonna save you.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 무대 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
와, 성공했어. 보여? 개체가 더 이상 움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어보자.
Yeah, I guess if we have chains battles like that are not actual waves but just back up, it would be good to get some UI to show you how much backup is left, I would say.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지. 보았나? 저건 이렇게 진리게
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했다. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여 나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가보자.
농담을 치듯이 꿈을 꾸러가도록.
피어나. 직원들이 우세한
Okay,
환경에
I guess we're almost done.
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과가
Goodbye, vampires.
이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인
I mean,
경험.
I guess I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a vampire on this train. Are we actually gonna get more lore though? Or is this just vampires exist?
잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다.
Battling in a narrow hallway really takes a lot out of you. Why does the fighting stage look so big then? Explain this to me, Sinclair. Too bad, making big movements when there's not a lot of room to move around and take more energy than you might think. Especially for people like us, who use longer weapons. These enemies weren't much harder than the other ones we fought earlier, but it was inevitable that their sheer number would eventually wear down the sinners. But it was not that hard. All I know about Limbus Camnis is I can solve with one move, remove an enemy with 2,100 HP and 10 protection, that's about it. I mean, I feel like that is the most important thing to know about it, yeah. I think Kim might... Claiming Bones might at least be one of the highest CPS skills, so it is pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, you should understand the most stuff is basically more dumbed down Wuna. Imagine having actual dice on your pages. We don't get that. We just flip coins. And I guess additionally to the damage types, there's also sin types because we are mobile games, so we're gonna have to match 3 colors. Yeah. Yeah, I've been wondering that too. Why are you so tight-lipped all of a sudden? Those entities are... What do you think those entities are? Huh? Didn't I just ask you the same question? Oh no, are you giving us a chance to come up with our own answers first? Yeah, it's team building. Yeah. Of course, Faust did not confirm or deny his question. But Sinclair was perfectly capable of interpreting her science in his own fashion. There were some things I learned after fighting them, I think. These monsters aren't mad at us, nor do they want to attack us because we're an obstacle. That's not what they're attacking us. That's not why they're attacking us. Quiet! It is apparent that they hunger for Ord, charging at anyone and anything in desperate quest of it. Right. That's strange though. I thought hunger first wasn't a thing about the strains. It could be determined from the entity's attack patterns that their offenses were not based on rational thought. The source of this behavior can all be tracked back to primal aggressiveness. Yes, and? Was there anything else? Anything else? Yeah, I think they all had red eyes. Bodies wrapped in blankets of red. I smell blood. So that's likely what they're made of. Then it must be the red was congealed. Nee, crystallized blood. Thank you all. Your input has all been very helpful. It was my turn to start whispering. What did you learn from that? Be unlucky, Dante. I've read up in the subject as a tangent while perusing information regarding our next destination, moments before we boarded the train. And while that will be a useful element in resolving the situation. Are you saying there's gonna be more vampires in P-Corp? The sinners have also been a very good source of intelligence when it came to categorizing and identifying important evidence from the available sea of information. Your advice was correct, Dante. You mean you know what to do to blow this case wide open? Nothing can be said with absolute certainty at the moment. However, this will be a good place for us to start. With that, Faust turned around and faced the rest of the sinners. I will now present before you a solution to this predicament. Huh? Is there something else you gotta do other than beating the crap out of whatever's in our way? That will not change, no. However, what I'm about to share will give you a better understanding of the purpose behind W Corp's contract, and provide us with the possible means of finding the method by which we may complete it. It is of high likelihood that the entity behind this incident on this train, by extension, every incident of the same nature has occurred in previous warp train trips. It is a blood fiend.
갈갈이 베어버렸어. 키보다 정신이 맑을 때가 없군.
Is it all? Okay, one more station, we get cool Heathcliff and then I can win max. Thank you. I mean, throwing Heathcliff out hurts a bit. He clearly is MVP. I would not have thought that he would still be good during chain battles, but I guess those are very short chain battles. Wait, a blood fiend? What's a blood fiend? Cheap viewers? Guess what? Cheap bands. A blood fiend? What in the name of wings is that? Huh. You of all people haven't heard about blood fiends? Thought you were our team expert on obscure lore. Beverly, I have not once heard mention of these blood fiends. Perchance I have let a magazine article slip from my memory? Don Quixote furrowed her pose, genuinely lost. It was so the very words sounded alien to her. I thought they were just monsters in stories to scare children in the night. They're supposed to be afraid of garlic and sunlight, right? Ooh, that sounds a bit different from what I've heard. I heard the fear of garlic and sunlight is just a rumor. And what they're really afraid of is water. Okay, but can they enter your home without inviting them? That's the important vampire lore. I have been briefed on the existence of blood fiends in the past, when I served as a commanding officer. And I have seen the twags that they command. Though my memory isn't very clear, I'm quite certain that these monsters here do not resemble what I've seen. I've seen one who called themselves a blood fiend among the fingers. But the things that blood fiend commanded weren't like these rubber-textured ones. There's something off about this one. That one didn't spawn these tracks with a band like this. But aren't you supposed to know this already? Yes. I see that some sinners may have encountered blood fiends in the past. A long-winded explanation seems unnecessary. As many of you have stated thus far, the entities we face in this train do not appear to be blood fiends. In a sense, they are twag-like beings that have failed to become kindreds. They're referred to as bloodbags among relevant parties according to information I'm aware of. Not a terrible name. Why would anyone name someone bloodbags? Because they're just walking bloodbags? It has been said prior, it's impossible for passengers to disappear aboard warp trains under normal circumstances. Though our reserve intelligence regarding the warp trains or W-Corp is vast, if incomplete, we could not find a possible exception to the above rule. Within the reserve of intelligence, however, we have discovered that inserting a previously unseen variable into the equation allows for a formulation of a new hypothesis. Wait, you're saying that these blood fiends can completely erase people or passengers from existence? A more accurate descriptor would be to say that they are either dissolved or vaporized. Dissolved? No matter the degree of violence the passengers may indulge in, no matter how severe the damage may be, the warp trains can revert them to their initial states at the beginning of the journey. Among several interpretations of the word violence, most cannibalization, of course. However, as the passengers' collective time itself is in moratorium for the duration of the train's operation, digestion is not a biological process that should be active. In other words, even the devoured passengers could be reconstructed. If they are merely stuffed into the digestive tract, I suppose they could get the passengers to retrieve the chewed up chunks of other passengers and piece them back together via the vein-like things connecting each individual. However, such is not true for bloodbags. Bloodbags are by their nature obsessed with blood. Their existence hinges on supplying themselves with the blood of their victims. And is said that they must consume a minuscule amount of blood to maintain their forms. Wait, what? Did you just say that digestion is not a thing while we're on the train? If I were to continue my deductions, perhaps consumption of blood for blood fiends and bloodbags is a fundamentally different process from our consumptions of nutrients for energy. Vampires are actually flowers, if someone asks. For them, blood is a culmination and an entailment of something that forms the self, including but not limited to emotions, ambitions, wealth, purpose of existence. Then it must be naturally follow that they can expend their blood at will, which is a process that is isolated from other biological processes such as digestion. I ain't following even half of that. You exist in a moratorium of time at the present moment, Heathcliff, yet your emotions still persist, do they not? Anger, sorrow, and joy, they continue to spark within you. That does spark joy. Huh? Well, I suppose they are. So we cannot tell whether they may be in a state of alteration, or whether they remain ensnared in the wheel of creation and destruction. It can be said that emotions, once past, exist not in continuation. The passengers' will to persist, the worth of this very existence in which they thrive, would they not all gently enter into non-existence even amidst the seized time? As Faust seeks to illustrate the similarity between how emotions are to ourselves and how blood is to blood fiends. Ah, gotcha. So that's why she said the blood is vaporized, huh? If that's the case, then the very blood that's supposed to bind these chunks of flesh together will also evaporate. Which means it can be pieced back together. There's no incongruence in that logic. Everyone fell silent for a moment. There was way too much information to process at once. We didn't even know what to make of them either. Yeah, it's time for a battle, so streamer can stop speaking for a second. I would like to ask a few questions. You would permit me. Isang was the first to break the silence. Could it be said the bloodbags are direct creations of blood fiends? If such is the case, then by which method do they? That information is inaccessible at the moment. Faust replies, avoiding Nisang's gaze. There isn't anything I can do about this. The sinners will only get more stressed if they find out, and that's something Faust and I both want to avoid. Inaccessible? Ah, indeed. Now I recall what you have said in the past. This is only a speculation, however. I assume that a form of direct physical contact is needed to turn the ritual into a bloodbag. If that were not the case, then we, who are likely the greatest obstacle to the entity's goal at the moment, would have been the first ones to be turned. I mean, we already heard Chasel like talk about being bitten, right? Come on, they're supposed to be smart people. Indeed. In that case, that villain of a blood fiend must be hiding out somewhere about this Thwain. Indeed, if we are to believe the words of the fixer from earlier, then there's a high likelihood that the Horde is adventuring in this direction from the back of the Thwain. In other words, continuing down the Thwain cast will lead us straight to the Blood Fiend. Very well. I shan't forsake this opportunity to bring peace to the souls of the innocent passengers who have perished by the villain's hands. Dante. It seemed that Don Quixote was now immigrated. The other sinners also seemed satisfied, now that we had a clear sight of our goal. Faust, who stood amidst them, nodded in my direction. Well then, let's go. We're making the best of what's available to us at the moment. Let's move forward, for now.
직원들 복장
Hey,
점검은 다
it's
마치셨습니까?
Feral Bloodbag Cleanup Agent.
저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는
Sucks to be used. So they get to have charts plus bleed ID. I see how it is. Okay, you do some self damage. And you heal if there's bleed on me. Interesting. Interesting.
아름다운 것, 그렇지 않은 것.
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치셨습니까? 특히
Me,
저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보였습니다.
I feel like one of the curious things to me is how W Corp can like keep things like this quiet. Like this must have been a problem for many train trips at this point, right? Since they were also looking at it themselves.
저희가 우세한 상황입니다.
I guess they can keep it under wraps if whole trains full of passengers more or less disappear. Huh? Who are they paying off in the city?
필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
방금
저놈을
공격은
시작해!
좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
That's rude, you cannot just put bleed onto me. I mean, at least we stagger you. We're not even stagger you.
저희가 우세한 상황입니다.
총원
이미
불격!
매뉴얼을 대여섯 번은 어긴 직원들도 보이는데
Well, if we can count on one person, it's our Rabbit Heathcliff. Thank you, Rabbit Heathcliff.
놈들의 체력이 많이 깎여나가서
You are true, homie.
괴로워하는 게 느껴져. 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가 보자.
살을 베어내.
기세가 수그러지는 반격의 기회다.
흉터의 결과요.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the chain fights for the Veilway, all things considered, even if that point was the worst Veilway with
전투가 성공적으로 끝나면
how many Picatoonium fights there were, and how easy the abnormalities were, but I feel like chain fights don't add anything to those encounters right now. Maybe for the boss and stuff like that, but I feel like there's no difference if you're fighting like 5 bossos 2 times in a war or not.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
Especially because I feel like,
유효한 속성은
I mean,
정확한
Poise team has one advantage overall in chain battles, but the longer the fights goes on, I feel like it just gets easier on the players since you should have good sanity and everything. Should have eco resources, stuff like that.
저희가 우세한 상황이다. 이미 매뉴얼을 6번은 어긴 직원들도 보이는데 이 책임은 다음에 묻도록 하죠.
I could also have ammo.
잘했군.
Man,
한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다.
sad rabbit noises.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군요.
Yeah, I guess like I only ran out of ammo the last turn, and I guess if I would uptype for him, it would even have lasted that long.
더 해치울 거 없어? 난
Thank
이제
you.
시작인데.
Also, I guess this is where we lose our carry. Thank you for the Heathcliff. Look at this man.
더럽게 잘 가네.
Okay, that means slight adjustments. You are now multi-quack office fixer. You are now Blade Lineage. Thank you. That's a pain to redo the order. But yeah, this should be at 120%. That's the max. I guess it would probably be better to run Sinclair. We have Donnersbecker.
이것만 삼키고.
Then you, and then you guys are useless.
외부 일행.
꽃을 피워볼까요?
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치셨습니다.
전투응대에 나선다.
특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보였습니다.
Man, I already missing my rabbit Heathcliff.
대부분 분야에서 저는 최고의 성능을 내는 AI지만
Let me pause Sinclair.
좀 더 준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던 기능이라 일단 먼지를 털어내야 하거든요.
오답니다.
기세가 수그러지는 군 반격의 기회다.
살을 베어내.
Also, did people really have a problem in the past with reading the stagger bars that we needed the arrows? I mean, I guess it's slightly more readable. I think the only real goaded thing is that yeah, if you open up the inspection view, you actually see the numerical values. I like seeing numbers.
6점. 6점.
One day we're gonna eat their bones. Today is not the day.
기세가 수그러지는 군 저놈을 추적해.
와, 성공했어. 보여? 대체가 더 이상 움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은
이
대상들도 전부
작살!
움직일 수 없게
필자의
만들어보자.
집념이 담겨 있지. 저놈을 추적해. 흐드러지게.
I mean, I kind of hope we're getting maybe some mini boss fights or something, but I'm starting to fear that the only difficult fight will be the boss fight, right? At the end of this. Well, let's end it.
기세가 저놈을 추적해.
Look at Faust go.
흐드러지게. 직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
죄를
관리자님은
새겨주겠어.
제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었던 결과겠죠.
잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like now filler fights feel even more like a filler fight, right?
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게
이
하지 않아요.
작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
뼈를 깎는다.
Manager Esquire! Halt! Behold this poor fellow! He lives still! Don Quixote, a round eyes wide open, began sprinting somewhere. No, stay away from me, you monsters. Hey man, you're not those monsters. You alright? That arm, you're starting to mutilate too, aren't you? You must be turning to some bug-like monster. Wood, okay. He deserves death. He can have a time off till we are at P-Corp. What? No, this is... Cracker stumbled forwards before chuckling and casting his gaze towards the floor in disbelief. Yeah, well, no surprise there, I guess. I suppose there's no way to tell right away whether this arm's monster's a prosthetic or whatnot. It is possible that you're mistaken to his bioprosthetic being of an older, outdated make that is now barely seen in the city. Ah, a prosthetic. That's a relief. I thought those crazy bastards were trying to break in again. As you can see, my legs are messed up. I had no choice but to hide in here. So, what are the W Corp employees doing about this train? You're right. From what we found out about the warp trains through the identities, can't imagine why any of them would ever willingly board this train. I mean, I guess the W Corp might have still wanted to investigate on their own, not really trusting Limbus Company to succeed, right? I mean, look at our sinners and then think we're competent. You're the contact fixers, right? We were ordered to assist you with your contract. I said we, but I'm the only one left. Every single one of my colleagues suddenly began losing their minds when I cowered there and... This cannot be! Faust! Is there truly no way to cure the blood bags? My apologies. The access to the information is prohibited at this moment as well. So her voice and expression were both as serene as always. There was something gloomy about the way she said it. She lost her one thing. She was all walking like book of knowledge. Now what? Now nothing. I may have been too reliant on Faust in too many places. Faust muttered in a barely audible volume. I don't know what I can do to help the sinners in a situation like this either. I also going to use the Faust's omnipresent omniscience because I could always trust it to be there for us. I was starting to realize that I don't have the means to consider and make my own decisions at moments like these. No, maybe I was too reliant on everyone else. If when the time comes for them to rely on me, when they can no longer function as they usually do for whatever reason. Can I really manage to them well? Lead them to the right answers? Do we get more clock powers? I could go for more clock powers. Doubt, colored with fear, begins to rise like a dark plume of smoke. Well, what can I do? Might. The agent struggled to some corner of the room with his wounded leg and pulled it on the lever. They made good use of the space, and the wall behind what had initially appeared to be a folding chair for employees spun open. Ooh! What in the name of wings is this? Perchance, Thor has hidden here a weapon most powerful. A weapon most feared by the Blood Fiends? That holds some resemblance to a capsule we saw in the first class car. But why would that thing be here? The cleanup agent slumped into the pot that appeared in the wall. Finally. What is that for a sea gift to do? Sleeping? W-Corp prepared a small hibernation pod for employees in case of these emergencies. Barry, then... Good luck with the best of the mission. With that, he settled into the capsule and shut the hatch behind him. Man, very useful, thank you. When the door covering the pod closed, only the folding chair and the wall covered with the server remained. He's gone. There he goes. He has departed the scene. Blankly stared at the wall the agent disappeared into. Well then, I guess we got her. Let's move on to the next car. Keep on keeping on.
승부수가 먹혀들었군.
How did you do, man? I guess we really need Heathcliff.
정착지를 찾을 때까지 이 기세를 잃지 않기를.
We had 9 out of 15, despite being a slightly longer stream.
뛰어가겠네.
Visual novels actually have hands and sometimes text. I say while we just press win wait.
잠시만.
Thank you, Almighty Kim.
대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 달린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
저놈을 추적해.
Man, why did we even think Sinclair if he cannot even clash as a mage?
구원도 결국은 나약한 자들이나
He had one job.
위안일 뿐입니다. 정보팀 조금 더
이
가치 있는 걸
작살엔
추구하는
필살의
우수
집념이
아니겠습니까?
담겨 있지. 보았나? 적은 이렇게 짓이겨졌다. 우리의 확고한 승리가 눈앞에 있다.
욕정 칼을 베어내고
Our MVP, ladies and gentlemen.
남은 대치들도
I guess considering I'm losing a few of the clashes, the enemies are at least clashing kinda decent. Or are they? Maybe I'm too Miro Dungeon pilled at this point.
한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지
우리가 우세를 정하고 있어.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
하지만 여기서 방심하면 안 돼.
뼈를
지휘팀이라면 완벽하고 빈틈없이 모든 걸 끝마쳐야 하지
한
않겠어?
놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다.
흉터의 결과.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
Well, once we're done, they literally are blood bags.
깎는다. 뼈를 깎는다.
와, 성공했어. 보여?
벤담이
개체가 더 이상
서울을
움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어보자.
Yeah, we did it.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지. 보았나? 적은 이렇게 짓이겨졌다. 우리의 확고한 승리가 눈앞에 있다.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
욕정
Also, I guess I wonder, since it sounds like there's some teasing of Blood Fiends being around P-Corp. Are we gonna get, like, Blood Fiend IDs?
혈이
No.
남자오.
That would be kind of fun.
개체의 약점을
And
정확히
maybe some Bleed support. I've heard Bleed could still use some support.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
흐드러지게.
I guess we could probably get a crystallized thing on them.
잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다.
Victory once again.
갈갈이 베어버렸어. 이보다 정신이 맑을 때가 없군.
뛰어가겠네.
Maybe I was lying. I guess
결국은 나야.
this chapter just front-loaded with dialogue, I guess.
정보팀은 조금 더 가치 있는 걸 추구하는 부서 아니겠습니까?
나만 믿고 다들 집중해줘. 도움이 될 수 있을 거야.
I wonder how good a Charles team would be doing for something like this. I really want to reach the point where, yeah, new content drops and I can actually run the teams of the new content.
시계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
Who knows? Probably not next con, or maybe afterwards. Then I'm actually cool Limbus content creator, yeah.
저희가 우세한 상황이
죄를
이미
새겨주겠어.
매뉴얼을 대여섯 번은 어긴
급소가
직원들도
전부
보이는데
꿰뚫렸네.
이 책임은 다음에 묻도록 하죠.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을
흉터의
가할
결과.
때
꿈을
이것이
꾸러가도
바로 정보의 힘입니다.
살을 베어내고 뼈를 깎는다. 뼈를 깎는다.
생체 반응이 끊어진
That's new.
인체의 기록이
Multi
가능합니다.
Quack fixes, I guess. Wait, I never.
쾌활한 성격이었다면
Did we always have this?
보았을지도 모르겠네요.
Is this new? I never noticed this before, that there are texts like that. You also just charge bleed. Inflict paralyzed. That's not nice of you. Why?
거기구나.
You guys did make the mistake of spawning in later into the fight, so I have sanity now. Goodbye.
방금 했던 공격은 매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 부족해.
육참
다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있도록.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
저희가 우세한 상황이
죄를 새겨주겠어.
이미 매뉴얼을 대여섯 번은 어긴 직원들도 보이는데 이 책임은
They are not a problem either.
저놈을 추적해.
혈이 남자오. 흉터의 결과.
I mean,
방금
there has to be something up with all the multi-quack
관리자님에게
fixers being here, right?
저놈을 추적해.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
이번엔 성적이 좋았군. 하지만 머나먼 고래에 닿기 위해서는 아직도 부족하다. 다시 가스터빈을 점화한다. 그리고
Actually, yes. Can we just... time to use up my boxes. Okay, that's too many boxes. This should be enough, maybe, hopefully.
착수
Man, I'm never gonna get rid of all my modules and energy anytime soon, will I?
저는 최고의
I
성능을
mean, I think the event is even gonna give me more boxes.
필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던
Maybe Limbus is actually giving you too much energy. I mean, I guess it's my fault for turning Lunacy into energy too.
이미 도달했다.
But hey, it is at least nice that you can play through the whole story and don't get to the awful point of come back in 2 hours if you want to see the end of this.
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치셨습니까? 특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를
이
달랑거리는 채로 제압하는
필살의
직원이
집념이!
보였습니다.
담겨있지.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
개체가 우리의 마지막
전투
일격만을
응대
기다리고 있는 상태입니다. 효율적으로 처리해주세요.
기세가 수그러지는 거. 반격의 기회! 저놈을 추적해! 저놈을 추적해!
Also, considering
우세를 점하고 있어.
how long those fights are, is the Weaver Dungeon pack gonna be a pain in the ass where, yeah, all the fights before are going to be chain battles that just take longer because we have respawning enemies.
방금 너무 근사한 이격이었는데.
That's gonna be fun to grind.
우수한 평가를 받을 수 있겠어.
아름다운 것.
I guess maybe it hopefully has less stages at least.
좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
전투 응대에 나선다.
살을 베어내고
Can't believe they're trying to evade me.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것 개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게
They're not having a good time. Look at all those debuffs.
정보에
You also have Crash Power Up, but that's not gonna help you if you're staggered. Goodbye.
반복돼 뚫렸네.
이 작살은 필살의 집념이!
Man,
보았나? 적은 이렇게 진리가졌다. 우리의 확고한 승리.
I probably should just get a soundboard with some sound bites at this point.
돌아가도록.
I want nothing stairs. Goodbye. It's a good goodbye. Something caught my attention from the corner of my eye after another round of brutal combat. What's this now? A nice teacup box. We were on the final car adjacent to the fight car when we discovered that odd box with the teacup logo on it. Ah! This is the emblem of teacup! It appears that it was pouring in the fierceness of our battle. Didn't the chief executive guy Hubert, right? Didn't he offhandedly mention something about partnering with other wings? I guess they were in cahoots with W Corp too. Thus collaborations are not limited to T Corp. It is often the case that a wing may work with another. It's only on rare occasions that they urgently request the assistance of less significant, lesser known corporations such as our own Limbus company. The choice appears to be quite irregular. Sounds like W Corp's heydays are long behind them. I mean, really feel like W Corp got screwed over once, like what W Corp went under, and probably a lot less energy in the city. Also, probably the things they have to clean up being more dangerous. It's just like this wall that's falling apart, revealing what's behind. Oh, speaking of falling apart, this room sure got messed up, huh? It was difficult for me to ignore how Atia hurriedly swerved to a different subject, as though she made a mistake. Even the tone of her voice shifted, like she was catching herself. The various destroyed prosthetic parts covered in humans' remains indicate that this Dvenka was boarded by several prosthetic-equipped fixers. Can't think about that right now. Let's deal with the task at hand first. Maybe these people are from the same office as the guy we met at the platform, remember? You said he was swapped over to Teacup on an expedition. Look, it's almost like they're all wearing set-aside sets of prosthetics. Same make, same model, everything. I believe. I have read articles stating that certain offices do exclusively hire fixers with prosthetics. Wait, we were talking to the bloody Dvenka when we suddenly heard Sinclair's voice crack as though he saw something awful. He's the one who encountered at the platform. This is the fixer who suddenly started vending on us. Yeah, and he said something about going to Teacup on an expedition and failing. Bought a whole Dvenka full of fixers for this contract? I guess killing an expedition was no exaggeration. There are over a dozen broken arms strewn about. They must have fought valiantly by replacing their broken arms with backup arms. Perchance, a strategy indeed. Makes sense. That would explain all the broken prosthetic arms and legs in this car. Executive Manager. This is likely an aftermath of a battle between the fixers and the bloodbags. There were many similar cases during the war. Those using prosthetics would simply let their bodies be destroyed in battle because they considered them to be disposable, as long as there was cash remaining in their wallets. I mean, they're not really wrong. Of course, the blatant lack of self-preservation often led them to early graves. Maybe that's true. I see. There are more than a single possible interpretation of the same scene. I will remember both of your inputs. That's a good attitude. Employees with an attitude like yours made it to the end of the war. Let's go, we gotta survive. Yes, well, good for them. Ross answers orders in an uncharacteristically snappy manner. Signs of fatigue were creeping into her pensive expression. You alright, Faust? It was rare to see any actual expression from her. I was starting to get worried. I'm physically unharmed, yet, yes, I'm alright. However, I do not enjoy the circumstance which we find ourselves in. As so, I'm casting nets to nowhere while lost and isolated in blind sea. I could usually complete these deductions within moments after establishing a few basic cross-references between the accessible information. Her voice was such a whisper for the second part of her sentence that even I could barely hear what she was saying. Ah, I know what you mean. Feeling like you're completely lost, obsessively casting a net after net over the plague. Rippleless lake in desperate hopes that one of them might pull in something we could eat. Man. Being on the lake really does not sound nice, No way to tell where we are. No way to tell if there's even anything to eat under the water surface. Grasping at the straws, you know? The sense I find mired in us is not unlike your own. It is like lying my back over an unseen grave, for the reflection of radiance up in my eyes and the sanguine sand hanging from the tip of my olfactory tells me not of the fortune path. It seemed that the first part of the sentence was well heard by Ishmael and Yisang. However, they walked up to her and shared a few words of consolation. By the way, I don't ever recall you talking like that, Faust. Faust is offline. She now has to actually use her own brain. I don't know what it is, but you feel different from your usual self somehow. That is... Oh, I mean, I don't hate it. I'm actually glad to learn that you had a softer side. This unseen side of yours is unfamiliar, yet quite fresh. Yes, that's so. Faust's reply was curt. She closed her eyes. As per the information provided by the pamphlet at the platform, it is likely that this train is composed of 12 passenger cars and 1 freight car. Because we're on the 11th car at the moment, that leaves a single car between us and the freight car in which Mephistophus is secured. Which means that there's a high likelihood that we soon encounter the Blood Fiend responsible for the creation of the Bloodbags aboard this train. Just beyond the door. Well, how strong could it be if its followers are this weak? There were so many of them, but we probably smashed through the entire horde. A different, more accurate interpretation would be to say that being capable of commanding a force as large as the Bloodbags we have defeated should be considered a high-risk entity. Also, this is not common knowledge. There's a subcategory of fixers called Blood Fiend Hunters, who specialize in, yes, hunting Blood Fiends. Let's go, Buffy's canon in the city. She's out there being a Blood Fiend Hunter. Assuming that information is true, it can be inferred that Blood Fiends are difficult foes and require certain expertise to defeat. Now that I'm thinking about it, if Bloodbags are like mindless foils to Blood Fiends, then they're kind of like the private army, right? Yeah, they're the private army. A being of power who can create a force of their own without concern for Lord Morale was assertion. Wartime or not, he will always make for formidable foes. Or just right now thinking she should become a Blood Fiend right there. Nobody could betray her. I really wonder how close the story is to the Odyssey. Since it is, I guess, probably the book I know the most about. Would she get betrayed by her comrades? Surely not, right? She's such a nice person. The sitters each exchange various opinions with one another. Possible strategies, estimations of the Blood Fiend's strength. And all of a sudden... By on this indecisive idleness, our quest is to defeat the villain who have brought such pain and misery upon this train, is it not? Maybe vaporizing the lifeblood of the innocent as we speak. Mighty or feeble, I cannot. I swear up to my honor that I shall smite this foe, and let my hand of justice be the judge of their fate. Let us hasten now. Don Quixote's sad outburst immediately put a stop to the chatter. She's not wrong. Besides, we have to deal with the Blood Fiend to complete our contract. With that, I open the door leading to the final car of this train. Time for a boss fight.
갈갈이 베어버렸어. 이보다 정신이 맑을 때가 없군.
The one who lords. 15 turns. This is gonna be a good fight, huh? This room. What is with that look on thy faces? Thou standest in the audience of the prince? Where are thy obsequious smiles? He must be the cause of this outbreak. The Blood Fiend we must defeat. Fall to thy knees and quarrel before royalty. Who the hell are you to make those demands? I shall impart this upon thee only once. So listen well. You may call me Cassetti, sixth Kindred. Kindred of the 6th generation. The rightful prince and refuge from his family. Art thou the villain who have brought such destruction and massacre up in this vessel? Thou art a chatty one. So rudely before your prince. Yet I'm feeling generous, for I'm quite sated at the moment. As thou must have seen on thy journey here, this place is a hall of banquet for a feast most majestic. No matter how many bloodbags I create, no matter how much I devour them, the humans just won't stop coming. I only enjoy what was cast into my maw. He dons the mask for the purpose of merrymaking. If we're really going to exchange pleasantries, why don't you take that mask off? Do you not even know the basic etiquette? Oh, this mask won't come off. Can't take it off. Shouldn't take it off. There's no prince without the mask. We are so ugly behind the mask. So we all decided to hide how repulsive we've become. But once I've drunk your blood full, it will all go back to how it used to be. Only then can I unmask myself. Man, at least he admitted to himself that he's ugly. That's the first step of, I don't know, improving. Who stitched that mask to your face, Skin? Not a half bad job. Of course, it's excellent. Because this mask was crafted by none other than the great, the eminent, the Barber himself, whose name I dare not even speak. But it hurts so much. No, I'm smiling. Look how hard I'm smiling and laughing. Yes, I am the prince. That's what I am. He's a bloody loon, ain't it? Alright, done with the giggles then. Get ready for the beating of your life. I enjoy things like you and your friends. Don't cry. Bawling and bowing and sniveling on the ground for your lives. Lunge at me instead. Like medicine. The boiling blood. Ah, how I love the fire. What are you, Daft? Look around. Daft put him up us and only one of you. Do not let your guard down, Heathcliff. This entity has managed to turn countless passengers off this train into his blood bags. I ain't letting my guard down. But we blasted with so many blood bags, we couldn't even keep count, didn't we? Couldn't even keep count? Oh no. No. But the count is so important! We have to keep count of our visitors. Oh yes. Of course. I do remember to keep count of our dearest visitors. Yes, sir, I do. You have no idea how powerful I am. I shall not relinquish my throne to thee from this budding kingdom. All I have to do is sit here and do nothing. And the bloodbags present themselves before me. There's no paradise like this out there. You have no idea what I did to create this place. Oh, how elated my forebear kindreds would be. Should they be here to witness what I have created. This cornucopia of abundance. This pleasure. Oh, this freedom. But this kingdom is mine. I made it. I'm not giving it away. This is rather curious. It appears that this blood fiend leaves this car only on rare occasions. Yet, you have seen signs of his insidious influence throughout every car we have visited so far. Then, what he meant by how the bloodbags present themselves before him has to be... Hold on a minute! My figure suddenly and frantically charged into this car. It was Sasha, the fixer we ran into one of the earlier cars. Her shadow shrinks into his throne at a sudden burst. Terror apparent in his face. Ah, it is thee! By the... Hast thou truly journeyed here to assist us in our quest? Lo! That villain is the Blood Fiend responsible for the tragedies that have transpired about the Strain. They also might be bitten. Help us! Say that cur! Eventually! Lead the passengers to a house that protected us far out of the Strain! Blood Fiends. What if there was more than a single Blood Fiend on board? One still capable of rational thought. Damn, you actually made it all the way back here? I guess the wings don't give out contracts to just anyone. I fought to my damnest too. I was the last one standing. What's he talking about? In the end, I stood alone with nothing but a single one of those forearms left. Kinda funny how the perspective on life can just completely flip. And you're really in this shit. I think my last thoughts were... Man, I don't wanna die. So I fell on my knees and pleaded and told him that... Don Quixote, watch out. I'd do anything to live. Blood rapidly crystallized around Justice like a suit of armor as she swung her great sword at the sinners, striking them even before Faust finished her sentence. What did I say? I commanded you to give me a warning before jumping in like that? Don't you know how loud your stupid arms are? I thought the family had come for me. I'm sorry, Lord Cassetti. Allow me to introduce my kindred to thee, to be the first of many since my escape, for the kingdom I intend to build. My kindred, my loyal squire, who shall be at my side as I build a dynasty of my own. My family. Lord Cassetti, I had intended to select the more powerful of the bunch to send to this car, as you have commanded me, but humans in my car were all weaklings, so I present before you this group from the first class car. Kindred. Are you even aware of the exact nature of a kindred? Nah, but I can tell you this. When I accepted my lord's blood into my veins, it was as though I was reborn. I see. Kindred to a blood fiend is like a sub-entity, similar to sub-entities created by distortions or abnormalities. It must have been desperation that drove you to accept that position without hesitation. Despite the lack of relevant information, I mean... It might be stupid, but if you're in a life or death situation, yeah, turn me into a vampire. Maybe. That's probably what was going through my head before I became a kindred. Thor has been in cohorts of this villain all this time? Is this underling? Even eher then? When we first laid our eyes up on thee? Lady, you have no idea how much I freaked out when one of you asked me something about red eyes. Not it would have mattered if you did suspect me though, since my red eyes is just prosthetic. The passengers were under thy protection. Haven't I told you that the count matters? The longer the line, the better. Dozens of floodbacks began shambling into the room from behind Shasta. A smaller one among them stood out to me. My mind immediately snapped to the child who grabbed Don Quixote's coattails, so no, we have to kill the child. I knew that the passengers were dead the moment we realized Sasso was a blood fiend. But this? I really hoped that I wouldn't have to face this reality. Not like this. There was... a child. Yep, little one wanted to be fixed if she got to grow up. Good thing she won't, though. I can tell you on good authority that living as a bloodbag is way better than the treachery that is the life of a fixer. Believe me, I'd know. Hold thy vile tongue! Dreaming of becoming a famous, respected fixer? Nectar of justice? Is it all just a stupid pipe dream that always ends in crushing disappointment? Oh, really early grave. Silence! Silence! Don Quixote did not give Sasha the time to finish her sentence. She was already charging full speed at her with her lance drawn. Man, she better have a buff if you use on this fight. Get Clash Power or something. She deserves this. Okay, this is just Potter. Goodbye, Potter.
저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
Matei. Funky Sound weg.
살을 베어려를 깎는다.
선원들,
와,
나를 보호해라.
죄를
뭐야?
새겨주겠어.
개체가 더 이상 움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어보자.
감을 준비야.
Look at them thinking they could clash against me.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
Yeah, I guess I kinda hope they changed the fight design philosophy a lot. Since I feel like Jane's battles should start off a lot more dangerous.
방금 공격은 좋았어.
Like,
이대로만 계속
there should be a good reason why we have to use our backup if we have backup.
불격.
I feel like this would be the fights where they can throw crazy things at us. Like, even give the smaller enemies AoEs and stuff like that. I guess might also be just cursed if it's a standard fight. Yeah. Maybe deciding video games sometimes hard. Probably.
와, 성공했어. 보여?
It's Sasha.
움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수
Man,
없게
imagine
만들어보자.
getting lore by fighting the enemy. I'm surely gonna come back for this lore. You have a different panic type. I mean, it's fragile is good for us. What a nice panic type.
전투응대에 나선다.
I guess giving enemies panic types such as vulnerability must be such a nice buff to sinking teams, at least. Man, I actually got flat.
전율을
Okay, that's actually bad.
관심이 쏠렸으니
Okay, I was taking it back with... Oh, you... Actually, this is... Okay, maybe we should play the game. It's also wave 1 out of 2.
방금 건 실없는 농담이 아닌
Okay,
감정
okay.
완화를 위한 조력이었습니다.
I'm feeling we won't have... I probably... Honestly, I was still in the mode this is just a standard fight, but yeah. I don't think base power plus 1 for every free bleed count on self. Max 2. We don't have bleed on self. We don't care about your block then. Actually, is this... We're claiming bones today. Favored. Favored.
물의 배들.
이미 도달했다.
Actually, I was might make you panic. One day we're gonna claim the bones on stream, I swear.
우리가 우세를
There's a reason why he's good.
방심하면 안 돼. 지휘팀이라면
Man, that counter will not save your life.
걸 끝마쳐야 하지 않겠어?
Do you have anything to be... I guess we will see. And I wanted to press space. This is not Wuna. I'm in Wuna mode now. Now that I actually have to play the game, this is Wuna.
나는 이스마엘이다.
Unbelievable. My first Kämpfer to be created without their authorization. Is this bumbling fool? I pray for your forgiveness, my parent. Be gone from my sight. At least thou hast brought me blood bags for sustenance. Yet, it must be the responsibility of a parent to clean up the mess of his child. What a load of shit. With that, Kasadi reached out to the pile of blood bags on the ground and... he is cool. Oh, what a buttons. Claiming bone candles not allowed. But it would insta-kill them. It would be good for my ego. Nearly forgotten the sensation. An arm of heart and blood materialized over the blood fiend's body. Sheer aggression and hate was palpable enough to make our skin crawl. It appears that he has empowered himself by weeping the blood. Oh, my power is yet to fully return. This magnificent armor is quite befitting of a parade for the prince, who have become a king. Wouldst thou agree? Yes, sir. Yes, you do. Course you do. Challenge me now, O rebels. Challenge thy king.
와, 성공했어.
Now we're talking.
개체가 더 이상 움직이지 않네.
His power plus 1 for every bleed count. Maybe it's worth it to upset the dodge. Probably, maybe. Looks at yours. Yeah. Congratulations. Are you targeted? You are targeted. That's great for us. Is Dawn targeted? Dawn is targeted. I can read arrows. I can also just do this. Dawn normal. Wait, how do you not have any sanity? Oh, you got switched then. That explains a bit. I mean, actually, I don't want really bleed on them, which is also cursed. Okay, just believe in the heart of Dawns. Actually, she probably doesn't have to clash. Dominating, dominating, dominating. Okay. I guess I could just use the to offset instead. Nah. Actually, I guess I should use... I think I have Dawn at least on... Do I have Uptide 4 Dawn? At least I can get resources from that. Looks at my Sinclair. Man, why is it so expensive to uptie everything? I guess I also maybe should check on him. Does he have anything funny that we know now? Imagine getting lower. Imagine forgetting about the win rate button. Okay, this is I like to pretend that this game has some gameplay. We win rated all of this, and I mean, Cat Ishmael died for our sins of win rating. A turn depending on the stored blood value itself. At less value than or equal to 5, game bind, fragile. Next turn 5 is stored blood lost. Okay, you just don't want blood on you, and you get fragile and damage up, so you have the same... I see. The gameplay is the best win rate until there's story mechanics are a lie. But I try to be better than all of those Final Fantasy players. Let me have this moment. Okay, Dawn. We're offsetting this. And then we are like manually invading. We imagine like claiming bones. It's also all the same body part, isn't it? Man, I love
사활을 건
body part mechanics when there's only one body.
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나 보군요.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
Look at this man. He's gonna be sad. AoE unclashable. That's illegal. Double amount of field. Okay. By Hardboard Cliff, he set SP to 0. But, okay, I'm not a fan of giving enemies stuff like this. I guess this does actually okay. And well, the counter won't help us. I need more enemies, more IDs with dodge. I mean, I guess the block might be good enough. This has like no attack value. Actually, we are also too slow to. Are we? Never mind. I get. Maybe this is just stupid passive invade, huh? So sorry that I wanted to have fun.
사활을 건드는 길.
직원들
Excuse me, why didn't I get a turn at all?
특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보여선
I feel like I mean you don't have any plead on you still, but yeah. See, now we're not clashing with things because the AI is stupid. Dominating favorite. I mean, that's good enough.
거기구나.
Wait, how much did he heal? Am I seeing this right? I mean, how was I supposed to dodge this when he had so much? Am I going insane? Maybe I am going insane. I'm not gonna clear this in 15 turns. That's wood.
나만 믿고 다들 집중해줘.
He healed a fuck ton.
있을 거야.
What a fun mechanic. Okay, you. Do this instead. Also, what's this? This is fine. Get it through. I guess I actually should just have used Mr. Dante's ability, shouldn't I? That's what happens if everything is too good to use for you.
앞으로 강력한 공격이 다가올 것 같아. 미리 말을 해.
Attack plus roll for every 5 feet on target. Who are you targeting? You fool. I mean, part of the things is by be the one chance to claim bones, but yeah. You're also super slow. Can I claim bones anywhere? Why can he not bowl like decently? I guess.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
You normies are supposed to, I guess, stagger him before he does the AoE, or did he toss up his super good speed roll?
이미 도달했다.
직원들 복장
Now he should be more or less be dead.
특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로
Do I need to dodge at this point? I mean, I feel like, nah.
전투응대에 나선다.
Just kill this man.
눈 감을 준비하고.
Deserved. But yeah, that was still not a hard fight. That's, I guess the only annoyance is, yeah, he heals to full. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Yes. I love your boiling human blood. But this is too painful. This guy keeps regenerating, no matter how many times we tear him to pieces. This. I don't know if we can. Whoopie Twentis was a hard fight. Mental fatigue finally got to Quick and Sinclair, who collapsed to the ground. This strange environment of warp chains was proving to be a significant help to the Bloodfiend's regenerative ability. This fight has been dragging on even longer than our battles at the Key Corp border checkpoint or the basement of Wuthering Heights. I knew that the sinners had all grown stronger since then, but I felt as though I stood before an impenetrable wall. Let's go, Dawn. Don Quixote continues to wildly pummel the Bloodfiend with her lance, quaking, stabbing, and crushing him every time a body part regenerated. I'm so hungry. Ridiculous! My hunger is no justification for this massacre thou hast vowed. Shut up! You don't understand. You don't know how awful it is to survive on a disgusting blood for 200. No. Won't even want to think about it. Shut up. Be quiet. No, I'm sorry. Please, let me have just a sip. Just the smallest sip. Please. It's all useless. No matter how many times you stab me, I shan't stop until all of thy flesh and bone and organs are crushed into vicious, shapeless mush, never to become whole again. But the Bloodfiend's regeneration is powerful. Regenerating as fast as Don Quixote is destroying him. I mean, just put him into a cryo box. He's regenerating at an insane rate. We can't. My kind word. My child. I have given thy a new life. Invited thy to this banquet. So do thy responsibilities. The blessings of a parent must be repaid. No. What can I do? Find their weakness. Break their anchor. Make them kneel and grovel before me in desperation. Just as you had. Wait. I think I've got an idea. Crystal began looking around wildly, surprised by Cassetti's sudden command. It's that the way they fight. Reminds a lot of the way we prosthetic using fixers fight. Huh? Just as prosthetic fixers slowly lose the sense of self-preservation. Limbs becoming no more important than tools to be replaced. These idiots act with such abandon. As if they have multiple lives to burn through. With nothing to protect, they throw themselves wildly into battle like moths to a flame. And forget to look after what's really important. Like this little thing. With one of the remaining arms, Sasa picked up the MasterCard key Faust showed her in one of the previous cars. Don Quixote, stop her now. Oh, my parent offered this gift to you. Yeah. Don Quixote immediately leaped at the fixer, but one of her arms struck her away with a great force. Ishmael Masold, who had been holding Cassetti down, were no match for his strength for Don Quixote's fury. The Bloodfiend threw them both to the side and grabbed the keycard. This is thy key to the first class cars, my lord. With this, call your army of bloodbags to bring glory to the kingdom. No. Cassetti examines the master keycard with clear interest. Without that keycard, we will be trapped inside this train for thousands of years until it reaches its destination. Dante, I believe myself to be trying my utmost to overcome this adversity. Without access to Faust's knowledge and intelligence. However, our loss of the master keycard, the uncertainty of the circumstances greatly exaggerated the version of this obstacle. Faust took a deep breath, as if he was about to take a deep dive into the source of all this trouble. Must be my over-reliance on Faust. From what I can tell, Faust has always been operating based on information she received from Faust. So situations like this, where she has to make decisions on her own, is to be unfamiliar to her. But Faust is an admirable sinner, with or without Faust. I've been thinking the same thing about myself, actually. But might be relying too much on that perfect Faust. But even without Faust, you still give us good directions to follow after analyzing the information we brought you. Maybe uncertainty itself doesn't always have to be a problem for us. Remember? First, the lack of plan itself becomes the plan. You said it yourself. Now we're speaking. I see. Indeed, among many, I'm a Faust that believes in uncertainty. Our loss of the master keycard is but one of innumerable uncertain variables in this equation. Constant is, however, that the Bloodfiend is just as we are. Thus, the only option that remains at present is to compromise. You there! Looks like thou art the one who's been regenerating your friends. Stop. Stop doing that, alright? Don't heal a single one of them. Or I'll smash your precious key to pieces! Manager Esquire! Compromise? To compromise with a villain as vile as that cur? I didn't have time to regenerate Don Quixote's injuries just yet. The rest of the sinners were already unconscious. The only sinner who could still move and talk normally was Faust. I just rewound the clock for. Yeah, let's do that. Very well, then Cassetti. Why don't we move this conversation to a different location? Only I will accompany Dante to this negotiation. I will make my intentions clear now. Dante and I will not attack you there. There's no doubt in my mind that Cassetti must be absolutely exhausted by the unending barrage of attacks from Don Quixote and the sinners. Faust's suggestion that we move this conversation to a different place without the sinners must have been a sweet one. Just you two, Yes, the Fate car is immediately adjacent to this one. That is where we will further discuss what we each have to offer to one another. That clock must dive Monarch then, And thou art one of the retainers. Correct. Very well. This will be a royal debate then. It is only right that royalty talks to no one else but the one who is his equal. Manager, Esquire! We'll be back in a minute, Don Quixote. Thus we left incapacitated sinners in Don Quixote, who watched on with hollow, despondent eyes as they walked away. We carefully made our way into the freight car. So Faust, why are we doing this in the freight car again? So Mephisto was gonna eat him or something. Dante, this will be my first attempt. What a gamble. Let's go gambling, I'm in! Let's go. Time for some blackjack. What? With that, the door closed shut behind us. You think the vampire knows how to play Mahjong? I could go for a round of Mahjong.
우리에게 있었다. 정착지를 찾을 때까지
The negotiation.
잃지 않기를.
So, this passage leads straight into Mephistopheles. This is where it all started. The stupid bus awoke me from my slumber. If only this bus hadn't completely filled up the freight car. Wasn't planning to start the parade so soon. Und quälte kein Wort hier. Dante. The connection has been restored. Connection? The suddenness of her statement briefly knocked me off my train of thought. I looked at her and cocked my head in confusion as she replied with an even quiet whisper without looking away from the blood fiend. Boarding Mephisto says, we established my connection to Faust. Did you know this would work? No. As I have stated before, this was a pure, incalculable gamble based on my own uncertain hypothesis. This success helps me somewhat comprehend Miss Fortia's fascination with gambling. Let's go, time for gambling addiction. A faint smile appeared on Faust's lips for a moment before fading away. Now that the connection has been re-established, I would like to make a complaint against the Gesellschaft management regarding the fact that they neglected to list information pertaining to the loss of connection within the interior of the warped veins. However, finding a solution to this situation takes precedence. I have much reason to believe that their omission was done on purpose. But I hope such is not the case. Faust suddenly advanced toward the Blood Fiend. Let us discuss the details of our compromise. What are you willing to accept in return for the Master Keycard? If thou were just anyone, I would have wished to turn thee all into bloodbags and drink every last drop of thy blood. But thou art unlike a common person. My wish is to maintain the secrecy this kingdom of mine for as long as possible, and thine wish is to leave this place, right? Once I relinquish to thee this keycard, and once thou returnest to your first class seats, we live here happily ever after like nothing happened. And when the train gets there, you get off the train, everything goes back to the way they're supposed to be. How's that for thee? Like nothing happened. Faust, what about the job we were contracted to do in the first place? Our recent any signs of battle will be entirely erased at our arrival. We have no way to relay our news, whether one of success or failure. Man, if we had the means to defeat him, then at least W Corp would inform us that our contact was successful after the fact, however. This current scenario will leave us with nothing to show for. Not even the smallest hint. The contract will end in failure. However, what takes precedence over the contract is you, and Sinner's psychological stability. Let's go, there's some value in us. All hail the great corporations. It's not like we've always been successful, so that was something I could live with, but what about the other passengers of this train? Its future passengers? Bloodbags. I remember the look on Don Quixote's face whenever we would come across these inevitable forms of injustice. Yeah, I feel like Don would probably distort or something. Faust does not reply. Yet, the lack of reply was a reply all on its own. Are we going to have to let them die? Innocent lives will be lost, but we cannot prioritize their lives over our safety. That must be Faust's and the company's policy. And yet... I shan't allow this! Don Quixote. His 40 wounds were too severe for her to even crawl, let alone walk. But with sheer will, she pushed herself to the pit to reach the freight car. I will not tolerate this. We cannot let this vile wretch live and turn a blind eye to everything he's done. Sir, again. What, you want to stay here for what is essentially eternity within this train? Guess how you win from here? I mean, I feel like we should just feed him to the Mephistopheles and turn him into Nephilim, right? I feel like that's the best win. I know the truth. I guess a second alternative is Donis has got a Don over him or something. Everything hinges on this key, doesn't it? As soon as I break this in half, I'll spend the eons inside this. I care not. I would welcome the eons. Should it mean eons of penance for thee? That's much preferable to letting thy villainy go unanswered. Let this place be the site of thine eternal judgment. As an I grabbed Don Quixote, she'd normally be strong enough to wiggle free of our grips, but she'd already pushed herself beyond her limits merely by walking near. Faust! Unhand me! Faust mustn't let him live! Venture Esquire! Don Quixote, letting him destroy that key means that you will be condemning the sinners to thousands of years of torment. Then I shall! Fill the millennia with the tales of legend I had read in the magazines! No time, however infinite, shall be too great to overcome, should we endeavor as one. I mean, I guess it's better than being alone, but yeah, you will be all crazy. Even crazier. Certainly, you are aware that your suggestion is no solution at all, Don Quixote. Then there's be another way. No. Thou art both possessors of great wisdom. Faust, Manager Esquire. Is there truly no path in which we may bring justice to the villain, and the sinners remain unharmed? A struggle begins to wane, but this was no acceptance, this was dejection. Wait, Don Quixote, no. In the commotion we failed to notice that the blood fiend had been quietly advancing at us. Let Don Quixote go at the last second. But we are a second too late. Oh, my dearest parent. Man. Okay, now I need to go back to my history and look up, like, lore that Don is a blood fiend or something. Forgive my transgressions of creating another without thy sanction. Was there any foreshadowing for this? Thou shalt become the second kindred of mine. Cassetti screams incoherently as he leaps onto Don Quixote, piercing her neck with his fangs before we even had a chance to do anything. Oh, I did not expect this to be the solution. Faust? What do you mean, the solution? According to this information I had viewed in the past and once against us now, it's... Dante, take cover behind me and remain absolutely still. And please, do note that the other sinners must never hear a word of what is about to happen. Oh. Don Quixote levitates slightly into the air, the strings on her shoes unraveling as I slip off her feet on their own. She looks on with bewilderment as her running shoes fall to the floor. And... Roicante! Stinky feet. I've always had the question swirling at an unfocused backstage of my mind. Stinky feet win? No. Why are you always so protective of those running shoes, Don Quixote? Running shoes? Does thou speak of our dear Roicante? Yeah, those. I have battled through thick and thin, feast and famine with dear Roicante, in sorrow and in joy, no matter the brutality of trials that have struck me. and have been a loyal steed by my side for however long it have been in existence. She doesn't know when she got them. Ah, Manager Esquire. Therefore has thou not saluted Torricante as well? This may be a rather suspicious occasion to do so. Nope, I think I'm good. Ah, be not so bashful. Go on ahead. Look, Stinky. Smallest girl is torturing TikTok with Stinky. Stinky they are not. Scuffed as they might appear. Torricante is pristine condition. Also, thou shalt not address me as a small girl. Evacuate! Evacuate! Don Quixote, don't tell me you got to sleep wearing those running shoes. I mean, Torricante. Oh, I've always been quite certain that someone so esteemed as thee, Manager Esquire, would care to ask me how Torricante fares. I didn't mention that this question was inspired by numerous eyewitness reports from other sinners who saw her wandering the halls in her pajamas and wearing Torricante. Well, Torricante and I remain bound together, even in slumber. There shall be no separating the two of us. We are bound not by need nor want. We are simply bound together to plight and delight. Now that I think about it, every single identity of Don Quixote was also wearing those pair of running shoes. Torricante. You ever taken them off? Take them off? Wie? Whatever does thou mean? Ah, as in detach Torricante from my body? That's a very odd insinuation thou maketh. She looks at me with puzzled eyes, as though taking those pair of running shoes off was somehow an inconceivable idea. Stinky feet are a universal constant. I mean, something has to ground the person. There was something much more than just her favorite pair of running shoes. Her odd attitude of tweeting something so far removed from common sense was something completely ordinary. What does Torricante mean to Don Quixote? What even is that thing? A very powerful pressure suddenly explodes, radiating all directions, as the metallic stench of blood suffocates the bus, filling every corner of it with its sickening horror. Then darkness. No, that's impossible. An all-absorbing darkness voices our only light. You are the second Kindred. You should have felt your presence. Beat? I mean, I guess this is okay. Before anyone gets ideas, it sucks that it's near the textbooks. Let's go. Canonically barefoot, by the way. Don't look at the feet. Let's go. Beautiful. I see that hour, the long fur, the Tournament of Swords. Through the shimmering aura, I think I saw red eyes. I lost sanity from the scene. Well, you can be happy that the streamer got cognitive filters on the stream. You're welcome. You have committed the sin of filial impiety, transgressor? I know that voice, but I also don't. I've never heard it in such slow... Yeah, that was a very low voice, I swear. Low posing tone before. It speaks towards the lesser being. The blood fiend shriveled and kneeling, trembling, pathetic. Mercy, O venerated ancestor! I beg for the mercy of the second Kindred. I beg for thy mercy of the second Kindred. I beg. Insolent worm. Crimson droplets of blood slowly rises around the blood fiend's mouth, before congealing and sealing his mouth shut. No language worming its way out of your maw shall be worth my ears. No. To commit the sin of filial impiety by attempting to travel against the bloodstream, to commit such abomination against your ancestor, I cannot well sanction your impudence of continued existence. Coagulate. Then melt away. As Hattie's body begins liquefying to a slick stream of blood, his foam curdling and crumbling, then flipping to the ground. Rapidly yet ponderously, like that ice cream Don Quixote loved so much, melting away on the floor, heated under the searing sun. I guess you can look now. It's fine. You. Don Quixote turned to look at me, who was still on the ground after being thrown by the shockwave. And with a cryptic look of pity, she uttered something. Indeed, you must be the promised timepiece. Something I couldn't quite understand. Oricande, to me. Oricande, I beseech you. I carefully reached out, grabbed her shoes, and slipped them on her bare feet, one by one. Wait. Okay. Maybe I'm crazy, but does this mean like our Dawn is basically Oricande and like the consciousness and the feet, and if you remove the shoes, Vampire Dawn gets to take over the body and do blood fiend things? One day. She grasped, stumbled, and slumped to the ground. Uncertainty. Sometime later. Can somebody explain what just happened in a way that makes sense? We had a nice, cool adventure. Don't worry about the vampires. Vampires are not real. I knew that the sinners would all be shocked and confused. After all, when they, including Faust and Don Quixote, all came back to life after I wound the clock, all that remained was the destroyed door to the freight car and the disgusting obliterated remains of what was once Cassetti. Most personally, I had lost the consciousness from the mental stress of the prolonged battle against the Blood Fiend. Whatever method it was that the manager has taken, can be said that it was appropriate. Well, I guess from now on we know if you're in danger, just get Dawn barefooted. What could go wrong? I guess so. Well, good work everyone. However, the definition of most personnel excludes 3 individuals. Therefore, it would be most appropriate to direct any questions to them. Wait. Who are those 3? Faust. The manager. Don Quixote is still unconscious. Huh, really? The 3 of you? Wow, you were spot on. When did you even have the time to notice that? Ooh boy! I've identified the 3 conscious individuals by analyzing their walking cadence and voices. Moments before my loss of consciousness. Man. He really has high intellect or street smarts or whatever you wanna call this. Right. So what's going on with the lass? Why is he still out cold? She appears to be in a state of deep slumber. As she is not at risk of death, she will be waking up soon. I remember everything, of course. Don Quixote's sudden transformation, where she practically erased the Blood Fiend and his kind from the world without even moving a finger. But I also remember Faust's last words. Please, do not note that the other sinners must never hear a word of what is about to happen. Don Quixote was unconscious and Faust was answering every question with silence. It was only natural that their eyes would all fall on me. That's, you know... Wait, that reminds me. Where's the key card? Last I remember it was in Cassetti's hands. Who is in a far more presentable state than he was in before? Wait. So what about the keycard he was holding though? Well, guess you're doomed. It has been half liquefied. The veins have melted with his finger bones. The appears to have become one with the middle phalanges? I don't know, bones? Who am I? I know the bone sucker. I just suck blood or something. Wait. Oh. Oh no. Everyone calm down. Calm down. I said calm down. I really should have packed more cigarettes. Right, this is a great way to like stop smoking, and well, I guess you have that back once you get restored. But how about you force one of these doors open? The master keycard is not an absolute necessary element to resolving the situation. How? It will require approximately 5 hours to formulate and proceed with an explanation in a manner that will allow the sinners to fully comprehend the exact how of this methodology. Therefore, it will be delivered to you in a digestible, summarized format. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard for them to like counterfeit a key or something like that, right? Well, it was short-lived. She's acting all smug again. Welcome to the Faust Gesellschaft. Thanks for telling the Faust. We can utilize the backdoor of Mephistopheles. The steely confidence in the declaration was more than enough to win us all over. So we headed to the corridor past the backdoor, Don Quixote slung over one of our shoulders, and arrived at our destination. I can't not ask what happened after seeing the state you're all in. Sandy Pity Sander Paddy. Grains of sand, and she said things like, for every step the sinners took. Ask someone after me. Too explicit. It can... grains of sand roll about in my throat if ever spoken. I mean, it sounds like you had this nice beach episode some time ago. Faust explained the simpler gist of this plan as we made our way to the back door. To put it simply, we'll spend the time at a space disconnected from the train. The train should be arriving at its destination in approximately 10 seconds, going by the A-Corp timescale. All we must do is remain somewhere in our original dimension for that duration. And with that, Faust came to a sudden stop in the middle of one of the corridors. Wait, are you seriously gonna just open the door? With this many doors in here? Are you sure that's the right one? Yes, this is the correct door. Safety is completely ensured. Let's at least tell us what's past the door. I did not bother verifying that particular information myself. It is necessary for future endeavors that I gain the experience of encountering something completely unexpected. Let's go, she learned to live. Wait. Faust did not wait for Heathcliff to finish the sentence before jerking the door wide open. Now, please enter through this door. With Faust's stern command, we quickly walked into a building that looked like a derelict, abandoned hospital of sorts. I think we walked into the middle of a sandstorm. I guess we're at the outskirts? Aren't we supposed to be indoors? How the heck is this even happening? I can open my eyes. I got sand in my mouth. Wait, no way. Is this a sandstorm? Are we inside a building? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The sinners blurted out colorful series of complaints, trying to cover themselves in the blasting sandstorm, but Faust continued to count in that same indifferent rhythm, before dragging us out of the just as urgently as he had herded us in. So... we managed to return safe and sound to the interiors of the warp train as it arrived at the P-Corp platforms. As the train was still getting cleaned up, that is. And with our bodies completely covered in sand, we can explain. I thought we'd never make it. Wow, are you guys okay? How did these passengers? We are so happy to be done with this whole ordeal that even the W-Corp cleanup agents in the middle of cleanup mission looked downright hospitable. We are employees of Limbus Company. We boarded the warp train at the behest of your employer. Oh, so you're the guys, the people that our captain told us about. Do you really let you guys keep your memories, huh? Oh, that reminds me. One of the employees must be sleeping inside the hibernation pod over there. Oh, that? Never seen it in action before. Thanks, Simon Goodcheck. Might imagine if it would just get forgotten in there. The hidden compartment behind the chair that the cleanup agent crawled into. Inside it was... there isn't anyone in here. Ripped the man. Maybe look at the wrong pot? This is the correct spot. Then the disappearance of the ranger who has entered the spot would indicate. I guess these folks aren't all the same then either. Maybe you guys are just mistaken. I doubt that. Yes, must have suffered from a momentary collective hallucination caused by fatigue. Very well then. We'll see ourselves out. Faust cut the conversation short before the other students began asking too many questions. Now that I became intimately familiar with the meaning of that gesture, I followed her to the outside without another word. Arrive? Have we arrived? Man, wie kommt das so klar ist? Rise and shine, Les. Had enough nap yet? I see. I will hear the details of the incident on the bus once you're traveling again. Understood. I need all relevant reports to be sent to W Corp via LCCA and... Virgilius was already there when we arrived. He was sharing a conversation with Faust about what went down inside the train with a serious expression. I will now leave with Karen and watch them unfasten Mephistopheles from the train. The man's hand on the manager's head seems to be desperately signaling me that they have a lot of burning questions to ask you. Allow me to give you some space. I was finally able to ask Faust once Virgilius left. Why did you do that? Faust's body was quite clearly plastered to pieces from the sheer explosive pressure that filled the room the moment Don Quixote's shoes came off. It was as though she knew that it was going to happen. I mean, he's like the person that has the most intel about Limbus Company, and I mean, they must have known when they hired Dawn. Especially with, like, before release and we got, like, bios of the characters, like, basically everything was redacted, so, I mean, they should know. Because it was the preferable course of action to having the same explosive demise occur to your body instead. I do find it incredible that you made to turn the clock despite my knowledge of the high likelihood my death happened at the occurrence. No, I'm not blaming you for that. I just want to know how long you've known that Don Quixote is. That is something I've been aware of since the LGBD was first established. Same could be said of Virgilius. Of course. However, it was by the will of the LCA superiors that this knowledge remains withheld from the manager until the appropriate moment. That appropriate moment was back there. I mean, we kinda were desperate. According to my private judgment, yes. Well, as my connection to all communications, including one to Faust, had been severed, I was not in a position to receive the headquarters authorization for that action. Right. For the full truth may remain obscured still. We are once again returned. Returned. That was a layered word. We've returned to one of the VAR platforms in our own dimension. We've returned to our daily lives of speculating about what's next in our path, and the usual Faust reconnected to Faust has returned. Yes. Faust replied to Yasang nebulous wording required affirmation. Please, do not take this query with any greater import than a mere jest, however. Do you suppose I shall see her again? She shot a puzzled look at Yasang. In a way, it was quite a pleasant encounter, was it not? Yasang mused ambiguously before leaving us. Phew. The incident at the warp train was such a chaotic mess that it felt shorter than it really was. But I also learned so much about so many things. But it was too soon to start racking our brains about what kind of nonsense dry about to face in P-Corp, so I decided to enjoy this momentary peace. Oh, Koff, do we find ourselves at P-Corp? Where's my throat so where was my throat so parched? I'm too tired to explain. Hey, Chiquita, you missed out big time on one crazy adventure. Huh? That vibrated the last few grains of the sand of my ears. So let's look at Don Quixote's bewildered awakening, quinning. There's no way to know what we'll be facing here at District 16, where P-Corp was located, but we got this, right? The same faith I saw in the Faust who believes in uncertainty rises within me too. I looked up to Faust, only to see that Faust was looking at me as well. She nodded at me, her usual very noticeable smile. Gave her a light nod back in return. Time to go find ourselves another golden bow. Well, I'm sure that Don's blood feed will not have any other implications for her Kanto. I'm pretty sure of that. But that was it with our trip feed of new Project Moon lore and story. I guess there will be another stream in like 4 weeks when we have like a droplet of new things when we have Walpurgis Nacht. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone. See you around. Bye bye.